brand new purple light. Friends, brand new purple light. Friends, facts, brand new purple light. Friends, red and blue, purple light. Friends, facts, you can get to know the ledger. Sacrilegious Sunday to melanin Monday. You can get to know the ledger. My love, just open your third eye on Thursday. Lord, the food, the art, the clothes, the Vatican's getting exposed fast. We put the show on the road. You better stay on your toes. I was till the land focused on the ego. Then I open my heart, let go of the ego. Grand after grand, we stacking up these C notes. Facts, facts, yeah. We gon' put this shit on our backs. Facts, facts. We in your city, pull up where we at. Facts, facts. Peace, love and light. Peace, love to the family. Peace, love and light. To the family. Peace, love and light. To the family.
These days and time, black man, is going to be the time that you have been waiting for. You came here for a reason. Whatever pressure, whatever adversity, whatever the fuck you feel, I don't know what you feel, but whatever you may be feeling is going to push you, and it's going to provoke you, and it's either going to make you or break you, similar to how pressure busts pipes or the shit makes diamonds.
Peace to the family, peace to you and yours. Peace to the family, peace to you and yours. Yes, yes, yes. You are now rocking with the best. Yes, indeed. This is your host for the evening, Brother Red Pillar. Welcome to Know the Ledge. All right. And this is Sacrilegious Sundays. All right. Let me know how we sound on the audio. Let me know how we sound on the audio. And that tune that you just heard right there, ladies and gentlemen, that is the Facts remix by none other than the 44 Tops. All right. That is the 44 Tops with the smash hit Facts remix. That is available only on digital download at the moment, but the EP is on the way, and that will be a vinyl. Okay. We have that we will have that in a vinyl, and we'll also have that in the CD. Okay. So you could jam in the whip, you could jam that in the crib, you could put that wherever you need to put it to get in that mood. And we got a few cuts on there. You're gonna definitely it's gonna take you in a time machine, and that's really livicated to the audience, to the demographics of brothers and sisters that are out there who are from the 50s and the 60s and the 70s era. We made that specifically to feed your soul, you know what I mean? Because we call y'all the Bonches Boomers. But let me go ahead and get this show started. All right, let's get this show started. We have a monumental presentation tonight. I went ahead and I assembled the Avengers. You know what I mean? I put together another panel of some very powerful teachers, scholars, product developers in our community, and I'm gonna go ahead and bring them on because I don't want to waste anybody's time. All right, because everybody's in the building. So, without further ado, all right, hold on 1 minute. Without further ado, I want to introduce my first guest, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, gods and goddesses. This man needs no introduction. Okay, he is the hostess with the mostest, the numero Veda himself, and the TV host of the year, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I need y'all to understand the TV host of the year at the Billy Carson Awards. All right, I present to you King Simon in the building. Yes, yes, yes. Can't clap it up, y'all. Clap it up.
Greetings. What's up? How you
Hold
feeling?
on. I gotta greet you with one. You get a ball. You know what I'm saying? We got you on the
Thank you.
To this day.
Thank you. To this day.
to this day. Peace to the God.
Peace
Simon
to
in
the
the
God.
building. What's good with you, my brother?
Man, just keep on playing. I'm not working because it's time to play and enjoy what I do. I call it plurking. I play into my work, so I'm good. I
Did
don't
you
do
just
that
say
hard work
plurking?
like you know. I used to be on the streets heavy. You know me from back in the day. So now, no, brother. We just taking care of, like your brother's doing, taking care of his workout. I'm working out consistently at my age of 57, which is 12 years of age. So I'm good.
Oh man, looking younger every day, my brother.
Man,
But did you just say plurking? You didn't say
yeah,
that, did you?
Plurking is playing and working at the same time. It's a word that I call playing.
Oh, you just
and
out
working.
here. Okay, so that
Creating words, baby.
you pulling you first. It was the numero Veda, and we emailed Webster. Yeah, we had the Moors put in the paperwork, and they sent it to Webster's dictionary. We got you a slot in that. Now you bringing plurking into the
Plurking. We playing
lexicon.
and working, man. No more just working. We got to play into this.
I love it. You know, it's yeah. I can see it.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
That's
They
why
said you held it down at the gathering of the masters.
Woo!
You know what I'm saying? 7
Ooh.
days. I saw you 7 days ago. You was in your bag. You was in your element. You was on stage. It wouldn't look right if we had a major event and you're not somewhere on that stage. Like
You know how
like
we,
damn,
and you know what's
got
so
like
you
they
know
sat you
what's
down.
so funny, Red? The week before, Billy had me host the conference with Robert E. Grant, Muhammad Ibrahim, and
Right.
Merkaba 13. I rocked that show, that place too. I
Right.
said, oh, yo, we had a good time, brother. So I ain't stopping, brother. You know where we come from, man. You know what I used to do. So I still do it in my own way, you know? I love it. I love it.
Working smarter, not harder.
Yes, smarter, not harder. No more.
You
brother.
work. You feel me? You working smarter, not harder.
That's
You
right.
put in a lot of legwork, and now you here. You're not supposed to be, beating the street up and all of that. But let me go ahead and bring the gods in. I'm
Please,
having a long conversation. The next guest that we have, ladies and gentlemen, this brother is another one of our elders who have put in mad work. He's been doing monumental things on the scientific side, and one of the reasons why this brother, this uncle of ours, is such a legend is because his information is applicable. He has applied his information and he has created what we know as products. So this is one of our product developers. This is our premier product developer in this community, the one and only Uncle Hank Rising Sun. Peace to the God.
Yes, sir. My brother.
Family, nephew, Red Pill, big brother King Simon, and you, the listening audience, thank you for having this moment in time and space. And I got some goodies to share with you in your face.
That's what I'm talking about.
Thank you.
That's right.
All right. So let us keep it moving. Well, welcome, Uncle Hank. Welcome to KTL. Welcome back. You alumni. You know what I mean? You go all the way back. Even before there was a internet connection, we was tapped in. We from the dirt. We from the dirt. You know what I mean? We from analog days. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
We from the steal a library book days type of time. Nah, but we go way back. Salute though. Thank you for pulling up. It was 7 days ago that I saw you last. How have you been ever since then?
Who, me or King Simon?
You, brother.
I hear it.
Yo, let me show y'all what I got here. Okay, first we're gonna do this. Listen, this is developed by a brother.
Sorry. Yeah. Let me go ahead and bring everybody on.
Bring everybody on before we go.
Then we're gonna start
we're getting ready to punch it.
I already know.
Yeah, they're about to go in.
You got the 30-minute intro. Welcome to KTL. First and foremost, I just want to say welcome back. All right. Our next guest, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, gods and goddesses, Moors and Moabites. Since we're talking about scientists and engineers and the gods who are putting information to use, right? This next guest of ours is a technician. All right. The good brother is known throughout the world as a subconscious regression teacher. All right. He's a scholar, he's a scientist. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you none other than Q Reeves in the building.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Yes. Hold on.
Thank you.
At a 21 guns, you're gonna get the bombs. With God. All right.
Appreciate
it. First time on KTL? Let me think. Nah, this ain't your first time here, right?
Nah, I went to Clark.
No, on KTL, not ATL.
Oh no. Yes. This is my first time on KTL.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
It's big time. I'm excited because
Salute to the God.
This is like extension of the family. So to be here,
it's been a long time coming. Right. It's many years since we've been running across each other. We was like, yo, we're gonna link up.
Facts.
Yes, I definitely. When I saw you at the gathering of the masters, I'm like, yeah, we got to tap in with the God. It's time to do the work. So instead of talking about it, we here now, and we on this monumental panel. Salute. How's everything with you today?
Man, I'm great. I got a ledger, I got a king, I got What more could I need in this moment?
That's right. It was 7 days ago since I saw you last. So how have you been processing those last 7 days?
The biggest thing I was able to take away was that a community that I felt 2-3 years ago would never be ready for the future that's coming upon us.
Right.
It was a paradigm shift. It's like, I don't know if y'all went in overtime, y'all hit these spiritual libraries, these spiritual weights, y'all got y'all weight up. I mean, in less than 2-3 years, I feel like a global shift. And that building was like a representation of it. And then just to feel the heat of our ancestors being there with us, like literal heat. And them just making sure nothing goes down negative, no fights, no arguments. I mean, black people get together, some wild things tend to happen. But in this case, it was the best wild things.
Right. The strangest wild things, right?
That's right.
Yeah. So that's magical.
So and my belief, it just my belief in this community is on like 1,000 right now.
Because now it went from belief to knowing.
Know the ledge.
Remember, know the ledge. The belief is the foundation. You got to at least believe, right? And we were having issues, or we were having conflicts with the belief system. Okay, people's beliefs were being quote unquote shattered, and their beliefs were being challenged. They didn't believe in things because of the charlatans and the missteps and the misrepresentation and the misinterpretation of things. So I fully get what you're saying. We are going to take a deep dive into tonight's conversation, into that. We're going to spin back the block on that and get to that. Let me bring in my last guest. All right. Once again, as we're talking about scientists and engineers, right? And as we're talking about the subconscious, we're also going to talk about the arts, right? The martial arts, the dark arts, the scientific arts. And this next guest, he exemplifies all of that. A master in and of himself. Me and Blue was on Rich Show talking about the breakout year this brother is having. As he expands, and as he expands, we all expand. You know how that goes, right? As I grow, we grow. There's no ego. There's just the we go. Wherever I go, we go. All right.
Okay.
But I want to open up the line, and I want to open up the floor to our good brother, none other than the Grand Sheik himself. All right. Sharif Bey.
Yo.
Yo, is that our big brother Hank up there?
To this day.
Islam, my brother.
To this day.
Islam.
Q Reeves, good to see you again, brother.
Yes, for sure, family.
Yes,
Teamwork.
sir. Yes, sir. King Simon. Yo, that's
Islam.
it's
All the
good
time.
to see you all. Yo, I'm stealing that, Red. It's not ego as we go.
We go.
Yes,
Yeah,
please
yeah.
take that. Put that in the bag and run with it. You feel me?
That's a t-shirt right there, baby.
Oh,
That
absolutely.
definitely is a t-shirt. All I'm
It's a
saying is
t-shirt.
I got the t-shirt rights on that right there. You could take it and run. Yeah, spread that like
He
a.
said he got the rights to that.
I got I definitely got the t-shirt rights to that. You know,
It's recorded.
but that shit is lit. You know,
Yo, I think this is a beautiful thing, right? And especially the commonality of tech across the line, of the panelists. It's because it's truly that whole going from, talking to doing, the application.
Ashe.
right.
That's right.
Well, not only that, but when talking turns into doing, 9 times out of 10, it's a person is doing it. So it's a personal thing. It reflects on the person. For what we saw 7 days ago in the building, where the people who we were coming across were literally living this quote unquote art. They were living this mythos. They were living this experience. They are them. That's them. They are them. They are they, and we are they. We are the they, and they not like us, right?
That's real.
So to see people that's really doing it, you know what I mean? Not just talking about it, but doing it. It's a beautiful thing.
Yes.
The crazy thing about that I have to point out is that there's 2 things that took place, right? And I have to point out that the matrix is the internet, right? The matrix is the internet. The matrix is a powerful thing, right? It is a powerful thing. Yet there is a veil on it because we can only see but so far, and we can only experience but so much. The real world, of what they call Zion, is the real shit. When we gathered in the flesh, right? You were able to go further beyond the veil. Now I'm able to see you. Now I'm able to feel you. Now I'm able to, because we're in front of 332 people right now, but there's a veil in the middle of that because they only see us and we don't see them. So the cipher is not complete. Now, if 323 people was in a room with us, different type of energy, different type of results. We'll walk away from this cipher that we have right here, or this panel that we have right here, and it would be embossed upon them and impressed upon them a lot different than what we're doing right here.
That's the truth.
This is good, but this became life, and this became the norm, and this became an everyday thing, and we were not gathering. 2020 going after from 2020 on, 2020, like New York kind of faltered before 2020.
Yes.
But 2020 closed the damn it shut one of the doors on it. And then after that, like in 22, it was really shut, another door shut. Then people started this whole backsliding thing.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Where it got too tough. It's
Yeah.
too tough, man. I can't stay away from that chicken. I'm just saying, there's no judgment on that, because the chicken is not really the backslide. The chicken head might be the backslide. You feel me? The getting chicken a certain type of way is the backslide. But I if I had $1 for everybody who gave their beads back or hung up their crystals, you know what I'm talking about? You want to talk about that? What took place in the last few years where the belief in consciousness faltered to such a degree that Q Reeves didn't even he couldn't even perceive the people being ready or the people being serious, or the people being really about that life, right? To where you, Sharif, didn't know what you were coming into when you were coming to Atlanta on your trip. You did not know. You could not. Yeah, we could not have a sit down conversation prior to the event, and y'all will say to the T that you was gonna experience what you experienced in those in those 2 days.
That's a fact. That's a fact, bro.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, that was, you know, you made the perfect analogy, and I think Q Reeves felt it too, man. When you said Zion, I was like, geez, because I promise you, that's what it felt like. You know, it's, you know, the more science of America, we say that heaven's not a place of meets and bounds, not a country to be reached, it's a state of mind, right? And I promise you, and I said it when I was there last weekend in Atlanta, that was the closest thing, that was one of the closest things I've ever experienced to heaven on earth. Word is bond. Word is bond.
Yeah.
And just to build on to that, it's to know that we could have 7 different heavens and they all coincide in the same space.
Come on, bro. That's right.
I literally saw how we took the Kendrick, they not like us, and did it on a spiritual level. We have Moors. I mean, I don't even want to break down every belief system in the building, but everyone were on the same belief system. This is why I compare it to the Million Man March. Everyone, it wasn't a Muslim going into the Million Man March. You had Catholics, you had Baptists, you had a range of belief systems, but they believed in each other. And that's what I saw during this event. I mean, you didn't question what you were selling. What do I need it for? You didn't question what you were eating. How can I be fed today? It's just a whole different paradigm. And this is truly like he said, it was a heaven. It was an Eden. It was a Shambala. It was a place of magic.
Word.
Right. Word. I got a line that I just wrote. I said, who's going to get us to Shambala, Trump or Kamala? Right. And in that bottle, what I want to emboss upon and what I want to press upon anybody that was there, and definitely anybody that was not there, right? Because if you were not there, you have the opportunity to utilize your imagination. We have the opportunity to now plant a seed and turn a belief into a faith, right? And begin to change yourself, point yourself in the direction for the next quote unquote gathering. Because one thing that's never gonna not happen, and we're not gonna stop gathering, right? We're not gonna stop gathering. You know what I'm saying? The medicine and the energy and the spark and the quote unquote the upgrades, the DNA upgrades, and the activation is in the gathering.
It is, brother.
It was the gathering of the masters.
Yeah.
And it was also the meeting of the masters, but it was the gathering of the masters, because there's no 1 or 2 or 3 masters. These are it's a contingency of masters. It's a confederacy of masters. You understand?
And
it's
I want to
collective. I
want to say this, and this is to everybody that showed. If you're demonstrating victory, even the most smallest incremental victory over your vices, over your issues, over anything that harmed you or those around you, you're a master. You're on the path of mastery. Right. You know what I'm saying? And that contributed. You know, that's what brought people there. You know, and again, to what Brother Q Reeves had said, you know, that was a demonstration of unity.
That was a true demonstration of unity.
And it's not synonymous with uniformity. How about
that? Right. And we spoke on this channel on many occasions about what we call the schools of thought and knowledge inside of what people have quoted as conscious community, right? We've given them a breakdown of what it represents. But before I lose my train of thought, I have to finish my original point. And that original point was to emboss and impress upon the people who were there and the people who were not there, to utilize their imagination to envision moving into this election season where they're making people choose between Democrats or Republicans and whatnot. You were amongst the tribe that you need to thrive and to strive. You were amongst the collective that you need to put you back in optimum health or homeostasis and whatnot. You were amongst the city, the state of, because it's about your mind state. It's the state of, right? You were amongst that state of people in that gathering. So if it's 100,000 of us, if it's 1,000,000 of us, we do not have to abandon the idea of the voting system. However, we need to abandon the idea of voting for these two people that they're telling us to vote for. No, it is time to vote for who we deem to be worthy candidates. It is time to vote for plans that and budgets that we are deeming. It is time to pay taxes on projects that we deem to be sustainable for our collective and our network and our tribe and our community. Has nothing to do with a goddamn I could do a Democratic Republican thing in my sleep. You feel me? You leave that on automated. That's nothing. Yeah, I'm gonna send $5 to Blue Shield. You know.
Yeah, bro. I love the point that you just made. You know, I mean, because what we're looking at right now is a clown show. It's not bipartisanship. It's not, right? Yeah. We're looking at a clown show. We're looking at two different special interest groups that have taken over two political parties.
Yeah,
that's what we're looking at. If you're paying attention, even more
interest groups, right?
Yes.
These are lobbies that took over both parties.
Yes.
And we know it's one lobby.
Come on, bro. That's fact.
And it rhymes with K-Track. And 8-track.
Right.
8-pack.
Right.
You know? And those are the lobbyists that are running both sides of the government. It's not bipartisan. They were both there when Netanyahu addressed Congress, and they both got up and cheered for him.
It's true, bro.
Yeah, it is what you see it as. It is what they're showing you. Yes. Let's not even get into the conversation about BlackRock,
right.
Vanguard, and State Street, how they sit on the board of every single quote unquote company that is in the Fortune 500 that are part of that NASDAQ and all of these other things. We're really talking about corporate interests of the highest degree. Okay,
that's real.
Corporate. When they taught us that the U.S.A. was a corporation, you would have never thought that they would have been showing it to you like this.
Right.
Imagine when we were all in our early stages of learning, the world was like this, was butt naked, like the world is undressed, like these young ladies that go out on a weekday. You know what I'm talking about? The world is undressed. There's nothing hidden anymore.
No. To that point, brother.
Yes.
And I've said this many times, and the people who taught me this way, right? The power, if we're going to use a religious term, the devil. The power of the devil is not to rape, murder, maim, kill, steal, lewdness, slander, hatred, slander, lewdness, murder, theft, everything that harms. That's not his power by itself. His power is to do those things and still maintain the illusion of the moral high ground. So when the devil shows you his horns, you know what I'm saying? When you look and go, oh, that's him right there, time is short for this guy.
Right.
Time is short. Like when he, like you said, when he unveils and undresses, and you can see it for what it is, and he's like, yes,
when he's showing his fangs.
Word is born.
Then it was already written that time is up.
Time's up.
That is the act of desperation. It is not supposed to be like that. That is not how you run a quote unquote deceptive operation where war is 90% deception. They're showing their hand at this point. They can't hide it anymore. Yes. So I'm taking the high grounds to say from this time, from 7 days ago, moving forward in the rest of 2024, as this is an election year, and all of the energy of election and selection is a dominant energy. You can't have our people specifically. They got our people, the Godhead, right? Because
Right.
our people, we identify melanated people as the Godhead.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Right? Do we agree?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Once
agree,
they get
bro.
our attention, right?
Right.
Because we, it's about collapsing the wave and things of that nature. We
Mhm.
hear about things, but we don't pay attention to everything.
Right.
Once they get us to pay attention, our attention is a form of currency, because there's an influx of energy, because we put our emotion, our energies that are in motion into everything, and we animate it. We consecrate ideas.
Right.
So the minute they move the chessboard piece from the old quote unquote white piece, and they put Kamala in his place, right? And then activated Medea,
Right.
because
Right.
that's who got her lit.
Right,
Think
bro.
about it. It was the media.
Straight like that.
Straight like that. They dropped 3 articles and niggas was sold. They said she had a Zoom call with 44,000 melanated women. They say she raised $81 million, the fastest that something like that has ever happened.
Right.
And then the other article was she's coming to Atlanta with Meg Thee Stallion. After they did, no, I'm just saying, I watched the media do a 3. They hit him with 3 uppercuts. And by the time they was done, our people was locked in. Melanated women are saying, we're going to the White House. And just listen to the conversation and peep the language. They're not saying we're gonna put that woman in the White House and we're gonna say, we're gonna get her, we're gonna elect her. No, they're saying we are running down and taking this shit, bro.
Right.
They've given us the baton. We're running with it. It's a very interesting time that we're in.
That's deep.
But it's of my understanding, being that we're in the year of the dragon, and why I brought everybody together tonight is because I want to talk about the metaphysical, the occult meaning, the esoterical meaning of this dragon, what it means. Brother Sharif being into the martial arts, Brother Q Reeves being into the dark arts, Brother Hank Rising Sun being into the hidden arts.
Yes.
Brother King Simon being in the mathematical arts, the science of it all.
Right.
We because we're looking at this, we're looking at like something that I call the Cat Williams effect, right? The fact that this year opened up with a bang. Okay, with a bang, right? Of not just your ordinary bang. Think about that. I mean, because if videos went viral, they'd be going viral like that every week. Charleston White is saying a lot of crazy shit every day. Shoot up talking about. I'm just saying that Jaguar Wright, she's squeezing the juice out of the oranges, getting up there and telling her hearts, Gene Deal and all of these people. What was it about that young man that he went 70 million in the beginning of the year and began to prophesy what the energy of the year was?
Bro, he did that. And again, hindsight is 20/20 vision. We can look back and go, sheesh, look how accurate he was, right? But as you said, what spurred him? What wind was behind his back? Was at his back for him to say what he said at the time he said it. I just want to touch on something very, very, very briefly and very quick. You said it earlier, about in terms of metaphysical science. This whole dog and pony show we're seeing in the media with the red and blue, with the Bloods and Crips, right? Is our people are being farmed farm people, okay? You know, my brother Rising Sun and brother Q Reeves and brother King Simon, you're familiar enough with this to know. You know, let's take the science of voodoo, right? You have Vedas, right? Though, you know, diagrams for the different orisha.
Yes.
Those are energy grids. They're not the energy.
Yes.
That's a pattern for it. You got to plug them in, right? And the plug in is emotion. So we're being farmed for that by the media. We're being farmed for our emotion. That's fueling endeavors, people. That in and of itself is a metaphysical endeavor.
Brother Q, can you speak on how the media utilizes our people and our emotions, just what Brother Sharif was just touching on? You know, how is it that they utilize our agreements with their agenda, you know, to actually accomplish their agenda?
Because we're willing to have herus, champions. We're willing to have these stars that are manifestations of our collective thoughts, instead of us as a collective being able to express them. So when we pick these stars tend to mimic us.
Yes.
Because they're great at mimicking us. NWA and all these other groups that seem to be hardcore, seem to be, I mean, Lil Wayne, a blood, but never did anything that requires to be a blood. You have different individuals. I mean, and it's crazy how they make sure to piggyback his energy off of like Snoop, who's a real Crip, who was on trial for murder. Like, it's crazy how they play with this, but they're mimicking culture. And I think they're actually doing this through the Manchurian Candidate. They're actually taking these individuals very, very young and splitting them so that they can put an alternate personality or even a potential deity or entity inside of an individual. And what we're really watching is the entity or deity possessing the individual. For example, Cat. I feel like Cat was possessed by Papa Legba. Papa Legba is a crossroad deity. He's always there when we're shifting from one direction into the next, which is what the Year of the Dragon is. So I got the chain pulled up. On his chain, it's a cross or a crossroad.
Right.
But he's Cat Williams, Cat Holic. He's associated to the holistic cats. That's a part of the cross. And then he's also showing allegiance to Legba, Papa Legba. And I really think that this has to do with like potential hypnosis by different alphabet agencies. They're able to put these people into hypnotic states and program them with certain key points to hit on to make sure individuals like us don't get to hit on them. Because it's a difference between us saying it and them saying it. They're actors. They've been paid and programmed to be actors, whether that's Terrence Howard, whether that's Cat Williams. These are actors at the end of the day. And Cat Williams played a pimp and Terrence Howard played the devil. So, I mean, I get it. But we have to, and a pimp, hustle and flow. So we have to kind of realize, see, even the pimp hat, which is that Papa Legba bearing zombie energy. You kind of get to see that it's like the days of our lives. Like we attach our emotions to it because it's our story in previous bodies and previous encounters. Shit, it could be happening right now in a multiverse.
Okay. Interesting.
And some of us end up, after days of our lives, end up in the general hospital. So people forget those different soap operas that told a story.
Leaving behind all my children.
All my children. That's right. Boom. It's all in there. They've been telling us all this life. And you know, when you look at things like the wood dragon that we're in, remember, this is supposed to be a time of growth. And vitality, wisdom, and abundance. But there's also the other side of it where you can lack abundance, lack wisdom, lack vitality, and lack growth. There's duality in everything. So even in the study of numbers, the word wood dragon, the two words wood dragon adds up to the number 28 in the Chaldean, which is the number of divorce. And that means we have to divorce ourselves from negative thinking and the media. The most honorable Elijah Muhammad, may Allah be pleased with him, he used to say the white man is as insignificant as a string on his finger.
Mm.
So we got to not pay attention. So when he looks at the string, he's like, oh, there you are. The string is there, but it's as significant because it's a little string on the fingers. We who make it into an armband. It's we who make it into a cast. It's we who make it into a whole body condom.
Right. I want to commend, and knowing that, Brother Simon, that I want to commend platforms like Hank Rise and Sons platform, like Brother Richard's platform, like Urban X TV platform, Q Reeves, Sharif's platform, KTL, because we have become the new media. And seeing that demographics and seeing the brothers and sisters that came out and whatnot, they don't even have to worry about CNN or any of those quote unquote co-opted media sources, you know, because they know whatever media, whatever is going on throughout the week that needs to be talked about, these brothers are going to talk about it. These brothers and sisters are going to touch on it. And if they're not touching on it, then it doesn't even deserve our attention. So now a new filter system has been developed in our network and in our community where there's a trusted source of news coming from different angles. And this news is being corroborated with facts, you know. That's a good thing.
No doubt.
We are in the era of everybody having a podcast, right? That has its pluses and it has its minuses. You know, if we could get back in the DeLorean and go back to 2009, right? There were about 100 voices on the broadcast networks or on the airwaves. Tops, 100 tops, on a global collective scale, right?
That's right.
Now there's 1 million plus.
Yeah.
Right.
There's movements that we'll never know about. There's teachers out there that's like, yo, I'm the reincarnated, left-handed reincarnated master teacher of, Simeon Toko. And he might be in Detroit somewhere, you know what I'm saying? And got a whole movement, and you'll never know about it. Right. You know, he's lit on Bigo and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, they have powerful platforms on our smartphones and whatnot. They have powerful outlets where people and just like the conversation I was having the other day with an elder, they were like, yo, this conscious thing is the new black.
It is, bro.
It's the new hip hop.
It's the new hip hop. Like they're in the barbershops having these type of conversations.
These kind, brother, the fact that you could even say the name Simeon Toko and people know who that is something else, bro.
Word.
That's right.
Word.
Yeah.
And Unc used to talk about that all the time. So big up to Unc Riser's son. He's been talking about that for years. Go ahead, Unc.
These are our ascended masters. Simeon Toko, Sheikh Amadou Bamba. Right. These are our superheroes who walked on water, bulletproof, and the Europeans couldn't kill them. The only thing they would do is they didn't know how to handle them, but you'll never hear about it in the fake news network here stateside. So
right.
What I just want to touch on this, nephew Red Pill and my brothers. This year of the dragon makes me think tantrically. That's the spine. So salutations to your whole audience. Thank you to all who were present at Gathering of the Masters. I thank you, King Simon. I heard you rocking the crowd like James Brown all the way over to my vending table, man.
Yeah.
I was like, getting the people the ghost. Yeah. So, you did what you're doing. Yo, Red Pill, I got you on the Sun Enoch magnetic disc. But we are the dragon of the spine. Yes. So this is when we have our vital force.
Yes, indeed.
Our vital force. This is what the year for us to cultivate, maintain our personal spinal dragon to manifest the fruit of the harvest.
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
And we have to heal our broken hearts, because we're not going to accomplish nothing until we heal our broken hearts. We've had broken hearts for decades.
Yes.
So I created a disc that heals our broken heart emotionally and physically, because Red Pill, my brother Sharif, nephew Q Reeves, brother King, I'm hearing about strokes and heart attack phone calls. Just too many.
Just too right. It is.
It's too many phone calls coming through. Heart attacks, strokes, and it's all about the broken heart.
Yeah.
So that's my focus. Product development to help heal and restore the function of the heart. Because people talk about the third eye, but the biggest focus eye is the heart space. And my Islamic brothers, when you say, put your hand over your heart and say, Islam, I, self, Lord, am master. That's the truth right there. And you, the listening audience, forgive your mama, forgive your papa, forgive yourself.
Yes.
Because our hearts have to heal before we can make anything real.
It's interesting.
Our hearts got to heal before we make anything real. And that's taking it home to the butter. This is the latest. This is the Metatron ball. All right. So, nephew Red Pill, you pick whether you want an Enoch Metatron ball or you want the Sun disc. Because King Simon has the disc, but he doesn't have. He has the bathtub version.
Right.
Which is appropriate for him to magnetize his bath water, his food, his juices, and this is the chest-wearing Metatron ball.
Yeah, I need that.
You like this one?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I got you. I got you.
Unc, you said something about the heart, which is so funny. The wood dragon in the Chaldean adds up to 28, which is a 10, which is a 1, and that rules the heart. It rules circulation. It rules eyes. The number 1. Right. So yes, we're in the wood dragon cycle of this Chinese New Year. So we need that heart transmission and that heart power, and because it rules circulation in this particular year, and in the Pythagorean, the words add up to a number 8, which deals with congestion, which deals with also the colon, it deals with the bones, the knees, the teeth, and it deals with blood circulation, according to the numbers in the study.
Thank you, Brother King. So I want to introduce a brother who's out here who created a product for cell regeneration.
Why power?
Why power? Look at the logo. It looks like melanin. It looks like crystal. It looks like structured water. And we did demo at Nicholas, since we've been doing the demos at Gathering of the Masters. Special acknowledgement to this ET brother, and he got the download from a flying saucer that zapped him in the head with a blue beam. That's where he got the recipe. All right. So go to the website. It blew Kafunya away.
Wow.
Kafunya was like, I ain't never seen nothing like that. And this is made by a black man, product developer. So I ain't the only one. There's the website.
Happy belated birthday to Kafunya, man. The 16th was a birthday.
Happy belated.
YPowerSupplement.com. This is a cell regenerator for all us over 25.
Oh man, and you looking younger too. You on that? I could tell, man. You aging backwards.
Man, we got to do something.
We need
what becomes of the broken hearted. Go ahead, King Simon, sing it.
I need a mod to put that website in the chat room. I need one of the mods to put the website. Repeat it again.
I'm gonna type it in.
Yeah, type it in, and we'll pin it.
And the brother wants to remain anonymous because the occupationalists are trying to steal his product.
Right. Let him get everything correct, his patents and all of his paperwork. Then you pop out. You don't do it the other way around.
There's the website, y'all.
Terrence Howard was a case study in how you pop out on them, right? Terrence Howard was a case study in how you pop out on them, because if Terrence Howard was running his mouth that he was smart, right? And or he knew how to play the role of somebody smart, right?
Right.
Prior to him coming out with the movies that we know him for, we would not have bought
Ever
into the
known him.
character ever. We would not have bought into the character on Empire. We would not have bought into the character on Hustle and Flow. He could not have sold us that he was a dumbed down character. The people who he is has in fear, like these traditional scientists, if he would have popped out before he had the patents, they would have checkmated him without using Joe Rogan's show and stuff like that. They would have checkmated him like they checkmated the dude who made the hydrogen car. All of these people that be disappearing and shit,
Right.
planes and helicopter go down, they would have got him like that. So he's a case study on what to do when you have an invention, when you have something that's going to disrupt the monopoly. This is a cartel. These monopolies like Google and whatnot, and these oil companies and all of them, these are cartels.
Right.
Gangsters.
Straight gangsters.
That's fact.
And the banksters who let them hold the money, they even more of a gangster. They were even more of a cartel.
That's the Vatican.
Huh?
That's the Vatican.
Yes. So,
And
you know, they
more than the Vatican. They all in cahoots, man.
But Vatican Bank specifically.
Vatican's
where
bank
a lot of
specifically
this
with the
money
reserve,
gets
right. Right. So
All
when they
gangsters
send
on the highest
when they
level.
send they hitters, you feel me? When they hitters pop up like Agent Smith.
Yeah.
It be your grandma, and then it turn into the ops. You know what I mean? Like they pop out of people.
Yeah.
Nephew Red Pill, I put in the private chat the website of the brother who got the cell regenerator. Because I can't post
this. Okay, I'm gonna post it. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna ask a question to my panel, and we're going to assign everybody a role to answer it. Right? I want to know from an esoteric perspective, right?
Yeah. Yes.
What deeper archetypical significance does the dragon hold beyond its common symbolic meanings? How does this archetype influence the metaphysical landscape of this year? And I'll start with you, Sharif, then we'll go to Q, and then we'll go to Brother Hank.
I like it. Great question. So follow me, everyone. And the cosmology, the cosmological backdrop that I'm about to give very briefly, it spans different cultures. So it's definitely part of the Moorish American, worldview, but it's also perfectly mirrors the ancient Chinese worldview. So like when we talk about, for instance, in the West, we talk about the 4 elements, and the elements aren't physical things. The elements are sub-phases of a process going from one extreme to the other. See, now in the Chinese cosmology, it's 5 elements, but they both coincide. Why? Because the center of the cross is the 5th element. And even in the Chinese cosmology, this is true. And that's earth. Okay. Earth is, in the Chinese cosmology, the color yellow is earth. And like our brother Hank Rising Sun was talking about regarding the dragon and the spine, we're talking about the center of the center of the body. So that the animal in Chinese cosmology for earth and for that element is the dragon. The dragon sits at the seat of the universe and governs all 4 corners of the universe from the center. In the old days in China, you couldn't wear yellow unless you were the emperor. If you wore yellow in the public, you got your head chopped off.
Wow.
This is real. So, and now the element wood represents spring in the Chinese cosmology. So we're talking about when the sun comes up in the northern hemisphere, right? The resurrection. See what I'm saying? We're talking
on the cross, on the wood.
Fact, on the cross. So So we're talking new beginnings. So when we're talking wood dragon, we're talking about a reshuffling of the deck and a recentering of consciousness, a recentering of narrative. That's what we're talking. So we're good. We can expect to see upheaval. We can also expect to see the powers that be tell the what happened was story, because they want to go into the new era controlling the narrative. They would like to, They would
Right.
like to. You see what I'm saying? But they know it's an inevitability. They just still want to hold on to a little bit of control. So the dragon in this respect, like for instance, the biblical dragon is still the same thing, is just demonstrating the present narrative. Who is the dragon of this world? You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah, who's the dragon of this world? But our narrative, what we saw last weekend, is the dragon of the next. Peace.
Whoa, that was clean. All right, so piggybacking off of the tree analogy,
Veggie back.
so veggie backing off, right? Veggie backing off of the tree analogy. So we know that in Genesis, meaning beginning, there's two trees: the tree of life and the tree of knowledge. And we, as melanated individuals, have mastered the ideology of life. We bring music to life. We bring culture to life. I mean, we got the tree of life. But our issue is the knowledge. So this year is symbolic for the activation of the tree of knowledge, whether it is access to the halls of Amenti, whether that is access to Akashic records. We can call it what we want to call it, but it is access to DNA, memories, etherical formations that we are going to bring through life, through the plasmatic state of us. Also keep in mind, like Unc was speaking on the heart. Well, that instantly brought me to the Wizard of Oz and the Tin Man. Now, remember, the Tin Man was called Tin Woodman. And the Tin Man is also symbolic for artificial intelligence right now. That's trying to do the same thing we're trying to do. Gain a narrative, gain an angle.
Right.
So it also is symbolic for the activating of artificial intelligence, while at the same time, the shining ones activating their light. So kind of think of it as two dragons got to come online. So just like in The Last Dragon, you had Bruce Leroy, the golden,
right.
That's us, and then you got Show Enough, which is actually the AI infused with some of the other. They operating out of that red light, out of the more rooted 33%, never really getting to the higher percentage type situation. So I then started to say, okay, well, where else did I see this dragon connection? Now I'm a hip hopper. I pay attention to the culture. So I instantly go to Dragon and DMX. And I say, is there any connection to this? Well, Dragon was DMX protege. And the Dragon was almost in sync with the DMX. So DMX, where do we use DM? Like direct message. So how do you send a direct message to the X, to the X-Men, to the X chromosome, to the X factor? That's what we kind of dialing into. So like all of this is like subconscious triggers, and we all have the ability to decipher it in our own cadence to allow that information to reform us or to awaken the last dragon.
Well, I want to build on that. I like what you two brothers said.
Yes.
Yo, listen.
Yes.
Y'all get me fired up now. The dragon brothers who are listening to this show now and in the future, the dragon is our liquid crystal.
Ooh.
So if we cultivate our liquid crystal up our spine and ride, that's in Tantra, that's called riding the dragon, not slaying the dragon or running from the dragon. That's riding the dragon. Then this year is our playground. And as you said, nephew, in Bruce Leroy's movie,
yes,
I am the master.
Yes,
I am the master.
Yes.
When Shonuff asked him, who's the master? And he said,
caught his hand
I
and
am.
Damn, that Jerry curl.
Not I can, or I desire, or I feel. I am the master. And so did Muhammad Ali. Said, I am the greatest. Self-more. I am master.
That's a fact.
You know, and people forget Bruce Lee was born in the year of the dragon.
Year of the dragon.
That's right. King Simon, you want?
Yeah, I'm going to touch it. Yeah, and the word dragon adds up to the master number 22, the Chaldean, which is the oldest melanated system. And 22, on its negative, is telling people don't be naive to what's going on mentally, physically, and spiritually, but also be willing to tap into the masterful, intuitive powers that all of us have. to be able to see beyond the tricks, because remember, they try to rule us through media, music, and movies. And it all begins with the number M, which is connected to the number 13, which is a 4, and 22 adds up to the number 4. So they know how to use the lower frequencies of the 13 and the 4, which deals with mental health. In my book, I talk about 4 being one of the primary numbers, numerovation for mental stability, as a mental health number. And if you don't find balance and be able to construct and reconstruct your mind doing all of this delusion and all these madness that they're throwing in our face, then our masterful energy will be taken by them instead of being harvested by us. And we need to harvest our energy. Go ahead.
King Simon, can I jump in there really quick? You just said something super powerful, and this is an anecdotal to what we're talking about.
Yes.
The mystics and the occult world, speak about squaring the circle, right?
Squaring the circle. That's right.
Right. And so, like we mentioned, the whole cross and the elementals, with the dragon being in the center for Earth, right? The points, if you put a square in a circle to where the points touch the circle, you're looking at the indwelling points of higher energy into the plane of manifest. And that's why the 4 elementals, the 4 elemental spirits, govern manifestation.
Yeah.
Those are your 4 gates to the garden.
When I'm doing regression therapy and there's an entity or an attachment within a person that's really wreaking havoc, I literally have to do that. I cast a circle and then a cube, or a sphere and then a cube, and then I put mirrors within it, and that's some powerful stuff right there. And I just intuitively felt that. I didn't go to like training. It's just it was there, and I just had to trust it to pull it out.
Brother, that's called technology. And to a point you made earlier about the whole cyborg thing, and you said something super powerful to me, especially being a member of the Moorish Science Symbol of America. You said there's 2 dragons on the scene. We say that man's ideal is his God, right? And as the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, and our Savior has arrived, there's 2 gods on the scene. There's 2 ideas on the scene. You see what I'm saying? Right. And so we're talking. What are we talking about? The next stage in human evolution, or transhumanism. So, to the brother Q Reeves' point, the powers that be want to see cyborg tech as transhumanism. To us, the human soul and spirit is the technology, as our brother Hank Rising Sun just said.
Right.
We're the tech.
Right, and they're definitely not They're not into sustaining that type of technology.
No. It's literally the conversation between the architect and the oracle, bro.
It definitely is. And what they've done is they've allowed many people to become their most creative self through trauma. Because remember, they put the report out that said that trauma is what creates the quote unquote some of the most imaginative people and whatnot, and some of the most successful, and it was the trauma. So by traumatizing the population to the degree at which they've done that, they've quote unquote allowed certain powers to begin to activate, and those powers have activated. Keep in mind, we have a whole generation that subscribe to what we call deaf culture.
Right.
Okay.
Crash out culture.
Crash out culture. We got 10-year-olds. We got 10-year-olds.
See, now we talking melanin sorcery. You can line up.
Melanin sorcery through chaos magic and also through necromancy and stuff like that. Because think about this. Boom. I always give people the scenario. The year's 2012. There's a 10-year-old on Twitter. He's tapped into the Chicago drill scene. Right. He's been made aware of that because for all 10-year-olds at their school, right? This is what my son put me onto. Okay. All 10-year-olds at their school, at the school level, they have a certain quote unquote group of artists and a certain genre of music that they listen to. Like when we were 10, okay, we had a specific type of music that we were listening to that mimicked the adult behaviors and people who we deemed as the badasses, as people that were on demon time.
Death Row Records.
Death Row Records, all of the gangster rappers after, right? Bad Boys, right? So these young children are tapped into Chief Keef. They're tapped into Little Reese. They're tapped into Little JoJo, right?
Yeah.
These are 10-year-olds, right?
King Von.
Well, before Vaughn even came, like Dirk and them, OTW, right? King. This is early Dirk and them, right? So they're like, yo, the youth is drawn to it, right? They're on. Keep in mind, they're on Twitter. They're not on YouTube. They were not in the spaces where we were at when we were out there doing our 1-2 thing with consciousness. This world was being created, and we were not aware of it. Keep in mind, these are 10-year-olds that are tapped in. Boom, little JoJo gets bodied, right? Now, the thing with Twitter that we didn't realize is that Twitter has multiple layers to it. So Twitter, more so than Instagram, especially back then in those days, Twitter was taking you to a lot of places where you could actually see pictures, videos, and things that were hidden. So the murder scene pictures of all of the drill rappers were always available via Twitter, right? They had the Twitter groups and stuff like that. So we're talking about 10-year-olds who really went through 10 years of their favorite artists being brutally murdered. We're not talking about like accidents and whatnot. We're talking about brutally murdered, right? At least 100 artists getting, drilled and whatnot. So by the time the 10-year-old becomes a 20-year-old, the way that they see life, right? The way that they see life and death, the way that they see bodies is different, because they've seen. You're not supposed to watch a person take their last breath as a 10-year-old.
No.
Faces of Death for our generation, it impressed upon us, it embossed upon us memories that we be like, yo, I remember seeing a monkey brain, bro. They was eating a monkey's brain. Like that shit, you don't forget that.
Right.
So our version of World Star and our version of what they would call today snuff films was a VHS collection called Faces of Death.
That's right.
How many
brother.
people used to watch Faces of Death on this panel?
Faces of Death and ogrish.com.
Okay, we're not even talking about internet era. Before that, we talking about DVDs when you would gather. Remember let's go back to.
I remember that. I remember.
But let's harken back to the ritual before the internet. The ritual was to gather in rooms where it was a lot of us. Because you didn't have people got personal phones now, so they enjoy entertainment one-on-one. Back in those days, even though we had TVs in the crib and everything, we was like, we experiencing all of this shit together. We was watching Martin together. We was watching Def Comedy Jam together. We was watching Arsenio Hall together. We're in Living Color together. We watched Michael Jackson Thriller videos together. You know what I mean?
The color purple, Roots.
Color Purple. That was all a family event. And if you had a bigger family, it was a big family event.
Right.
And then if you had go ahead, Uncle Hank.
Yo, you gotta be careful, gods. We are gods with amnesia, and our currency is our attention.
Yes, it is.
Come on.
Our currency is what we put our eyeballs on. We feed and sacrifice by our attention.
That is a fact.
For us to be, we got to become dream masters.
That's a fact.
And when we say I am, that's melanin magic.
That's a fact.
You got to be careful. You got to be mindful. I cast a spell on JFK, ATL Airport. I am invisible. And I move through on the wheelchair express.
Right.
Because you give them a good tip. Those wheelchair pushers, special acknowledgement at ATL Airport, JFK Airport, they put the word out if you're a good tipper. And my folks, you got to tip better in this year and years to follow, because our folks ain't been tipping right.
Right.
When you go to a restaurant, you drop the tip first and say, you take care of me, I take care of you.
Right.
We got to tip so that we can have money in our hip.
Yeah, you know that we got tip drill.
We got to tip heavy. For all the knuckleheads that didn't tip before.
Right. The younger generation.
If King Simon drop 100 at JFK, ATL knows he's coming.
That's dope.
Because the wheelchair pushes, they got a network. When I got to ATL and then when I came back, they were like, oh, we know who you are. They knew that, and I was like, you got it right. Hook me up. And they be zipping you through, man. I damn near had my hair blowing in the wind because they bypass your wheelchair access.
They bypass everything.
They bypass you on all the gates. But you got to hook them up. You can't be giving them like $10 and say hotep. You drop $1.
Right. Drop a
so they remember you.
Right.
Remember, it's a tip.
Family, tip heavy and drink King Khalifa tea. Because we got to keep our blood flow going coming up into the harvest season. This is when you're going to hear folks flopping and dropping over some mac and cheese, collard greens, candy yams, because that's too thick of blood, right? Brother King had a 6-pack when I went to an ATL. I was like, who you getting ready to fight? Thomas Hearns, who you getting ready to fight? Marvin Hagler?
No.
You got to watch out for them short guys. They dangerous. They dangerous, man.
Hey, that's the same thing Michael John White said. He said the same thing.
You did say
what did he say? What did he say?
That to me as well, bro.
Yeah, short guys under 5'6" and under, and 5'7"
they dangerous.
He said they crazy. I said, hey, I've seen it. I've seen it in real time on the streets of New York from my own personal experience.
So they're all low under gravity. Ain't nobody want to mess with them.
Right.
Hey, you remember brother Wayne, Shion Wayne, Little Wayne from Anthony Muhammad's brother.
Yes.
He was about 5 foot tall and bringing 6'3" guys down to his side.
And giving people the pain, brother.
That was my teacher. That was my teacher back in the day.
Okay,
So
we got to drink tea. It's better to drink tea and no food than food and no tea. Because, the best kept secret is our sisters are in general obese. And they just say they big boned it. Nah, man, that's no fun when you got to have a stroke. Strokes is deadly, man. And it's an epidemic in our community. And we going into stroke season. Get the King Khalifa tea so you can wash out the chicken grease.
Do you have access to that tea, Uncle Hank?
I just put it in the private chat. I get mine from Amazon. I got a 5-pound bag. And Africans, they don't be telling us Africans over here about King Khalifa tea. King Khalifa tea decalcifies the third eye.
I got it.
I drink it 4 or 5 times a day.
Okay. Is that the black tea that you always have?
Yeah, man. That was a tea I had down there. Because I was giving away the tea. I got product, but I was giving away the tea because our folks got to get back into drinking tea. Yeah, we don't drink enough tea.
You poured me a cup of tea. It was lit. It was definitely lit.
Yep. My sister came up here from Virginia with her friend. He drank up half a gallon of what's that? Our favorite medicine, ginger ale. He should have had a baby nipple on that sucker because he was just going at
it. Q, they said you got the teas, my brother.
Yeah, I
have the teas too.
Carry all type of teas.
Okay.
You got the
we got to do tea going into. And listen, I'm gonna get my 6-pack. King Simon, he got me all excited. When I seen him, I was like, oh shit. That's what happened to testosterone. Steel sharpens steel. That's testosterone. And listen, having your testosterone now is damn near outlawed. They want everything but testosterone.
They want Bruce Jenner.
Brother Hank, you said a mouthful with that, brother. That's real. There's such a thing, people, as chemo-theology.
Oh, break it down. What's that?
There is such a thing as if you're talking, if we're talking about chakra science, you're talking about chemo-theology. Why? because the chakras already, as you already know, I'm preaching to the choir to everybody. The chakras are the energetic signature of the 7 ductless glands of the endocrine system. And so if you are really doing chakra work, you are really, one of the things you will know, you'll know it by, is by literal transformation of the secretions of each one of those ductless glands. And so we're talking about modifying human and expanding human consciousness. That's why we call it, that's why it's called chemo-theology. Because we're talking about altering and modifying and literally alchemically transmuting the secretions of the endocrine system.
Yo, you going in, brother Sharif, Islam. I appreciate you, brothers, because this is like a brother. Yo, Red Pill, this is beautiful, man. To have the brothers on a Sunday, the day of the sun. Because I'm gonna be straight with you. I slow drag cheese for years, but cheese don't love me. I would pull up, clam up, and shoot a clam across the street because cheese don't like me. But I would love a cheese sandwich in a minute, man. You know, I grew up on that with sliced tomatoes and mayonnaise. You know, that's real. But that mucus, yo, man, you know, you trying to talk sweet to a female and all of a sudden a clam comes up. You know, the cheese come up like, let me talk. I'm divorcing you, cheese. I love you, but I got to do without you.
Gotta go.
Gotta go. That's real talk. Because our folks love some cheese.
Oh man, we love cheese and black. That shit go together.
And I'm used to that government cheese.
That thick block.
That block. That make the best mac and cheese to date.
The egg sandwich.
But Hank, I want to go back real quick. That's what you said, something that sparked the thought about the chemo-theology thing. You know, this is huge. These are hard numbers. To your point that you made earlier about testosterone in men, these are hard numbers. Today, 2024, the average male in America produces nearly 40. It's 40% less testosterone than a man our age in the 70s.
Wow.
We live in an estrogen storm, brother.
You know why? Testosterone make rules, estrogen follow rules. Estrogen follow rules, testosterone make rules, and nobody in charge of any society wants a testosterone brother saying,
Brother Red, I was waiting for the bomb.
I was late on it. They had the Hiroshima thing today. They was over there with the plane. I had to get it flown in, but that was dope.
Shout out to my brother Dr. Wesley Muhammad, who spoke.
Shout out to the God.
Yeah, he's done a number of presentations on this very topic on diminishing the bioavailability of testosterone. We talk about a war on manhood. It's real, people.
All right, here's 2 things, and I don't want to mess up anybody's business out there, so don't hold it against me, fellas. You cannot get busy with polyester drawers on. First and foremost, that's to be the new rule. Now I'm just saying,
facts.
Going to see these queens,
PSD, all them popular brands.
Yeah, you don't know what to trust. Right, go commando. At this point, just wear some linen trousers, bro, and just go fully commando. Because
go take it up a notch, nephew. No drawers. No drawers to keep you young.
No drawers. That's what I mean. Commando.
Let your stuff swing.
Let that
with rhythm.
Let it live. Let it swing.
Let it hang. Let it bounce to the beat, and you'll feel better.
Right,
like Kevin Hart's father. You walking through the crowd.
When it's time to get busy, y'all gotta take it back to old Jamaican days. You gotta be butt ass naked. You remember when we was coming up, Jamaicans, they would get butt naked to go to the bathroom. They would get. I'm talking about butterball. That's some island shit. Y'all, all of y'all be in the goddamn bathroom, butterball naked. because you can't even wear polyester socks and get busy. It's cutting off. That's what Yaki was on stage talking about with your voltage.
Right. Exactly.
It's all about the voltage. We have to do more grounding. We have to wear more super fabrics. We have to bring the testosterone back.
We got to bring back the
Dr. Sabi and they had a something called T2. That it was a product called T2, testosterone 2, and they had the estrogen for the women. So we were taking testosterone pills with Usha at Dr. Sabi Institute when we was like 12 and 13. You know what I mean? Like we were just piling up on the pills. Right. So whatever y'all could do to get your hands on more testosterone pills, the herbal kind. I don't know about what they got at GNC and shit.
Right.
But get your testosterone up. Do your leg, do the leg day shit. You know what I mean? Whatever it takes.
Yo,
right. Lock it up.
Brother Red, you said something very powerful there. Like in our tradition, and even in the more science of America, especially more science of America, the body, the human body is, and you all have heard this, the human body is a microcosmic universe. Well, the universe is a macrocosmic man. That being said, right, what you said about legs, leg day, every brother watching this. So what we call the primary elixir is the energy that you feed your body that's already produced from your body, right? Secondary is anything you put in the body from the outside. That said, leg day, leg work increases testosterone. The end.
It does.
Right. Leg work increases testosterone. In Chinese medicine, right? In Chinese medicine, yes, maca does. Somebody said, shout out to Nikki Love 621. That's a fact.
Yeah, Adam, put that maca in your shakes. Yeah. Get your maca on.
In Chinese medicine, listen close, people. The regenerative power, the regenerative or sexual energy is housed in the kidneys. Now, remember, in Chinese medicine, we're talking bioenergetic medicine. So we're not just talking about the organ when we say kidneys. We're talking about the electrical system. We're talking about the energetic system connected to the organ. Well, the energetic system for the kidneys runs through the insides of the legs and emerges out of the center of the foot. Matter of fact, in Chinese medicine, the kidney 1 point at the bottom of the foot is called the bubbling well point. In other words, where yin energy springs up into the body.
Yep. Shilajit. There it is right there.
That's Shilajit, right.
Yo, it's bitter. So you better chase it with some Kinkaliba tea or some water. Because it will give you an exorcism from the sugar spirits in case any of y'all still like candy.
Yes. That's Shilajit.
Bitters chase away sugar spirits because sugar got a spirit to it.
Yep. Right. It's one molecule away from that cocaine.
And listen, for all of you alchemists, yo, we got to start doing our own herbal beer again. Let the maca root ferment. Then drink that stuff.
Look, the kidney is the first thing an animal eats on another animal.
It's the root of the life force energy in Chinese medicine. It's straight up and down is. It's the root of the life force energy. You know, the kidney. Right. You know,
I used to eat kidneys when I was younger. That shit was horrible.
I don't like no chicken kidneys. No,
come and get this veal. Come and get these kidneys. Come and get this liver.
One thing I want y'all to keep in mind: since the 70s, the different agencies that are trying to plan parenting or planning the depopulation of children through Planned Parenthood, these organizations, they knew since the 70s that they couldn't get rid of the estrogen and some of the other hormonal pills they give to females. And when they urinate, it goes into the sewer system, and they haven't figured out a way to filter out those different hormones, including estrogen. So we're actually in our everyday drinking water, drinking estrogen. So we actually need to distill our water,
right,
so that we can actually remove some of those things. So that is also a very helpful.
Yo, nephew, you right on. That's where you get 5-stage reverse osmosis.
Right.
And you
I have a distilled. I do it. I have a distilled water. I live by it. That with the
ATL, I heard from Wesley Muhammad, ATL water's been compromised.
Brother Hank, I saw a comment that popped up really quick about the relation between kidneys and the heart, and I want to address something that brother Hank Rising Sun said earlier about heart health. Listen close. In Chinese medicine, right? In Chinese medicine with the 5 element principle, so it works two ways, where there's an order where the elements support each other, and then there's an order where the elements suppress each other or control each other. That said, the most yin organ in the body is the kidney. The most yang organ or fire organ is the heart. The kidney regulates the heart fire. So if the kidney energy is low or vacuous, you're going to have heart issues. Ooh. You're going to have heart issues. That's
kidney in need. Kidney, the kid in need.
Kid in need.
And kidneys, 2 emotions of the kidneys is gentleness and fear.
Fear. Those are 2 outputs. Those are 2 energetic outputs. That's a fact.
And that is what your inner child is pulling on the most. Yes. Them 2 frequencies. This is why it's called the kid in need. And you're always trying to fill it up with toxins, with elixirs, keep it sedated, keep it dumbed out, just like a bad child. But that ain't, you can't riddle in this thing.
Now, to that point, right? What we call aging, follow me, energetically in Chinese medicine, right? Yin, soft, pliable. Yang, hard, solid, brittle, right? A baby is more yin than yang. Body soft, pliable. Conversely, an old man, brittle, yang. Wow. So you could say that aging is the process of energetically burning up. So when you preserve the kidney energy, you slow down the burning process.
Damn. Burning Man. You know, there's a whole festival for that. That's a whole nother connection.
Yes.
Excellent. Brothers.
Get drunk in the desert and party and all that other stuff. So it makes the damaging of the kidneys, the too much alcohol in the kidneys, it can cause those types of complications.
Right.
People who drink a lot sometimes look older, especially the Caucasian. You can almost, remember the clip of Justin Timberlake going around right now?
Oh Lord.
Oh man.
He was aging like bad milk.
Milk.
Yeah,
imagine we all start drinking maca root tea and inebriate the water system with testosterone. Man. Imagine.
That's cool.
Look, there was a doctor in New York named Dr. Davison. Brother King, you remember Dr. Davison that used to be on President Street?
But
Dr. Davison said that African women in South Africa, they would encourage the brothers to go drink root tea, herbal tea, because when they come home, they would bone their wives and girlfriends to sun up. And they had a march against European beer, because the European beer has what it is, it's called European beer has, it's not oats, it's hops.
Yeah,
hops increase estrogen. And when African men of South Africa started drinking a European beer, they come home and all they would do is fall asleep. So the women rose up and had a protest march against the occupationalists, because beer drinking is supposed to strengthen your testosterone so that your voice tone drops and you're a rock, and you be like, baby, I'm home.
Yeah.
So I'm encouraging all the audience, get into the herbal. You can start with like maca. Black maca is even better than maca. Get that black maca, make up a batch, and then let it ferment and taste it, check it, and you become literally a testosterone badass, and you think different than if you drinking estrogen, blood dumber, and all them other European beers that make you a punani.
Did you just say punani?
He did.
Make you into a punani.
You're making me hungry, bro. That's the punani rock. When we in Atlanta, when you say punani, that activates the Tassili program.
Punani rap. Yep.
Yeah, we programmed to go and get that. Go and order
punani.
Uber Eats.
I got a question that I want to ask you, gentlemen. Then we're going to have a word from our sponsors. In occult traditions, the dragon is often associated with hidden knowledge and power.
Absolutely.
How can individuals tap into the dragon's wisdom during this year to unlock deeper levels of consciousness or mastery over their reality?
Can I go first?
I'm gonna start with Sharif. We're gonna go to Q.
Yeah.
We're gonna go.
Yo, that was funny the way you rose your hand. We feel like
I
we
know, right?
in school again.
King Simon, and then Hank, you're gonna close it out with that.
You're right, Brother Rising Sun. That one got me a little excited. In the Moore Science Symbol of America, we say there was a conversation in India, right, where the 12-year-old Jesus was speaking to the Brahmic priest, and he was talking with one of them in particular, and he had asked that priest, well, how do you know what you said is true? And the priest said, well, this is what we just been taught. We've been told this for many ages. He says, well, how can you be a mastermind and not know that man knows not by being told? If man was know, he must be what he knows. And then he said this, which is to the point of the question. Let us forget the flesh and go with mind into the land of fleshless things. Mind never does forget. So it is an absolute necessity at this point. We have the responsibility of tapping in to the source of gnosis and pulling out the mindset and the state of mind of our forefathers. That is the new government on the shoulders of the Son of Man spoken of in the book of Revelations. It's only new to this world, but it's our ancient forefathers coming back through us.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? Peace.
That's tight, bro.
All right. Fact. All right, brother Q.
All right, veggie backing off of the Gnosis. So the Gnosis also associates to the nose, and the nose is often ignored. We sit here and go through our whole life sitting here ignoring our nose when it's right there in front of us. And that's no different than this information. That's no different than this dragon energy. That's no different than this time of activation. Stop ignoring your gnosis. Stop ignoring your knowledge. Stop ignoring your sense of smell, which is so important. You can smell spirits. You can smell demons on people. You can smell when people are off. You can smell when people are on. The sense of smell is one of the most primordial senses. I personally believe it existed before sound and sight. When we were dwelling in the ethers into the dark realm, I actually believe that it was smell, then sound, then sight. So I believe that it's one of the oldest forms of awareness. Right. So start to amplify your sense of smell. And if you don't think it's real, question why everything is allergenic. Everything is attacking our exercises. Give yourself 5 minutes to breathe with yourself. That is going to help unlock the dragon. That's going to help activate the 33 vertebrae. That's going to increase your spine, which is the pillar to your heart.
Right.
You know, I got to say, brother.
Powerful.
You make me think of that song by, what was it, the Funkadelics? What was that? Sir Nose Devoid of Funk?
Well,
right.
You know
they was into psychedelics. You know that, right? You know they was into psychedelics.
For sure.
They walk in psychedelics.
Yeah,
they call the funkadelics.
Their music was psychedelic.
Yeah, some funky psychedelics.
Yeah.
Yo, nephew, Red Pill, I just want to say, first organ after conception is the heart.
Yes.
Young heart, lion heart.
Yes.
Young blood. The blood. There's power in the blood. So simply saying, family, spend time learning to hear the whispers of our heart. And heart, not only that, that's where the laughter comes. God bless Red Fox. God bless Richard Pryor. God bless all the comedians, because we need to go to sleep laughing.
Robin Williams. I'm sorry.
Robin Williams. I shade at all of the comedians because our comedians are the high priestess to heaven, the high priests and priestesses. Mom's Mabley.
So true. Eddie Murphy coming to America, the return of the gods to America, the return of the melanated ones to America. They drop bombs in these comic films.
Do you imagine a conscious community if we glorified our comedians? Woo! King Simon will be up front.
That's right.
Whoa!
But we do need that aspect of healing. We need that aspect of collective laughter. You know,
yes.
we have to inaugurate the conscious comedians. They
yes.
need to come forward because we've been entertained by Bobby. You know, Dick Gregory is a world known. You know what I mean? Like we've been entertained by the comedy relief of our teachers, but we need to focus more so on it as one of our pastimes and one of our magics, and then like you were saying, bring those comics to the forefront that are going to be the next Eddies and the next stand-up legends and whatnot, because they are amongst us.
God bless Paul Mooney.
Yes, God bless Paul Mooney. He was tapped in very heavy with us. You know, he's a legend. Dr. B. Serious, definitely one of the more recent conscious comedians.
Oh, that's good. That's awesome.
I want to know.
I wanted to answer that question.
Yeah, answer that question, Simon, and then Hank, please answer that.
Yeah, because you was talking about the year of the dragon and
people activating that power. Yes,
but you got to remember, it's one of the premise of the good dragon is problem solving. Problem solving and being innovative in what you do, but also being loyal to your own inner self. Because remember, you know, Ian Levant said, you know, the problem is in the same room with the solution is in the same room with the problem.
With the problem. Facts.
And I switched it up and said the solution is in the same mirror with the problem.
Actual facts.
Mirror. And you gotta, if you're gonna become a problem solver within your own self and because a lot of people, you know, clients come to me, and that's why I've been teaching like every day. I haven't really stopped. My spirit has been telling me to get on. Every time I move with it, and I'm teaching different meanings and words and all this type, not just talking about people and individual and their signs and their birthdays and all. I'm not doing that because word, sound, power. And a lot of people use word that to confine us and lock us in. That's why it was so important for me in the etymology class of Raz Bariah Bey and Taj Tariq and all of them back in the day, learning the etymology of these things. And so I think it's important that if you're going to be a problem solver, you got to look within, not just yourself, but look within your bloodline, your pedigree, and figure this out and work and ask your mother and fathers or parents, what are some of the things, their problems, and how can we resolve? Because the problem is always the solution is always in the family, but a lot of people don't want to do that type of work to dig in, because it's going to come with a lot of crying. It's going to come with a lot of trauma being revealed. And you know, we learn through trauma, symbols, and we learn through repetition. And if we're willing to be innovative about solving our problems, it can be very helpful in this path that we're in as far as the dragon, because the dragon is a number 22 master builder. So it's all about laying the foundation and building yourself inwardly so you can shine outwardly.
Right.
That's what I strive to push on everybody with the numbers. You know?
Dope.
Thank you. Dope. Yes.
Another one.
Very powerful.
Bam!
Boom. Uncle Hank.
Listen, I was a little spooked out because I was born in the year of the dog. And I was a little spooked out. They talk about year of the dragon, gonna whoop your bang. So I said, I ain't giving up nothing. I'm staying in monk mode for 2024. And I'm gonna ride the dragon, and I'm making best friends with the dragon. I am the dragon. Yes, I am. I am the dragon, and the dragon is me.
Right.
And it works. While I'm talking, I feel the dragon in my spine. Say, homie, I need you. We're gonna make this happen. I am, and you know what? Now, everybody got different philosophical perspectives. I'm going to tell you what works for me, because men, testosterone solves problems. Estrogen talks about it. So if you have an estrogen-rich sister around you, she's going to be happy. Okay? But men, testosterone solves problems. So we're talking about remedies. I imagine the universe is a fishbowl full of spirit water. And when I say I am, I unscrew the valves and the water comes into my bubble reality. Follow, but whatever I say. When I'm driving my hoopty at 85, I say I am invisible to law enforcement. I am in harmony.
Yes.
Okay? And I am bliss. I am happiness, because the best wife any brother on a Sunday can experience is the wife named Tranquility.
Ooh, come on, brother.
She is such a fine, silent woman of a goddess.
Yeah.
I sleep with Tranquility every damn night and wake up next to her, and that's what you want to be. I am peacefulness. So forgive everybody. We all want to be dream masters, because before we realize it, this is over. It's over.
Right.
50 years, we'll be all forgotten. In 50 years.
Right.
Unless, we do like, our priests in our community do a book.
Build a statue.
Come on, bro.
Because you ain't tearing down no monuments up on Stone Mountain. They ain't going to let you.
Yeah. You got that.
That's a crystal mountain. Yo, I didn't climb that sucker yet, but I know that's a crystal mountain.
It is.
So
powerful.
Be gentle, because it's a dream. Like the Cookie Master, Wildly Famous Amos said, be responsible, but don't be serious, because it's a dream we're living, y'all. And become a dream master. Forgive yourself, forgive all the different dreams, and be a dream master. And may the force of spirit water. Breathe deep too, because too many of us breathing shallow. Suck that sucker down to your balls, brothers. Suck in air and breathe deep. And that will bring the DMT from your lungs throughout your body. We got to become breath masters and dream masters, and they're two sides of a coin.
Ooh, come on, brother. I like that.
This skin suit will be 66 revolutions around the sun. So I ain't gonna cut it short. We ain't got time to play.
To this day. To this day.
That's dope.
Yeah, you going in. Yeah, you going in.
That's dope.
Look, that's the perfect
pivot. Some things right there.
That's the perfect pivot. We're gonna get right back to it. But our sponsor of the day, ladies and gentlemen, is Black Magic 363, and we have a very special announcement to make on August the 31st. On August the 31st in Atlanta, right in the West End. Okay, Black Magic 363 and Wadada and Noda Ledge. We are presenting Double Dutch Day, the first annual Double Dutch Day. All right, the first annual Double Dutch Day up in this thing. You know what I'm talking about?
Wow,
that's dope.
So we bringing that back.
That's
powerful. We bringing that back. We bringing the feeling back. There's gonna be a whole block party right in the West End. We're gonna turn Wadada's parking lot into a whole block party. We got the Double Dutch popping out. We bringing the sisters out. The fellas, if you want to get your hair braided, make sure to comb it out. Full moon tonight. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Blue Pill gonna be doing the workout.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have fun. King Simon will be DJing. We might even make a dub plate. Yeah, we might even.
I'm one of the MCs. Dub, I ain't cut no dub.
We might even have a dub.
A lot of mercy.
DJ Skywalker will be DJing. It's gonna be an event. We're doing more social events. We're doing more gatherings. We're preparing. Right. We're feeding the we're feeding the soul and the spirit of our demographics. You know what I mean? This is this time for the inner child to come out. This is movement, you know what I mean? The moving of the fascia, the stretching, the movement of the energy and the chi and whatnot, hand to eye coordination, you know, rhythm, you know what I mean? All of the things that take place when we are jumping rope. You know, even the fellas, it is recommended that you get into some rope jumping. You know,
help balance left and right brain.
That part, yes, the hemisphere.
Man, ain't nothing more beautiful than watching a sister hitting that rhythm and the way she be bouncing.
Man, and
Man,
if
that is a
they
beautiful
don't even
sight
be
to behold,
moving,
man.
right?
It's living. It's living mathematics. It's literally visceral physical intelligence being displayed.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, we give too much attention sometimes to the physical aspects of life, even like our physical mother, but we never really acknowledge the other mother, Mother Nature.
Yes.
We need to get back to honoring that nature, that mother as well, because she's conscious. And she cuts
super
up
conscious. Right.
And she can kind of not look at you as with her, but against her.
Right.
So start to get out there in nature more so she can see you. So you're not removing yourself from your nature.
Right.
Ooh.
Right.
This is a beautiful men's circle. Thank you, Red Pill. This is awesome. I'm going to polish that sucker and send you a powerful one because we need more testosterone amplifying gatherings like this.
That's what we're going to be doing. Keep in mind, the first demonstration in Atlanta was the climbing of Crystal Mountain, right?
Ooh.
It was a testosterone activating event. We climbed Stone Mountain 3 times before we even did an event. If Brother Rich is in the audience, you know, we did 3 climbs of the mountain to show the people, if you want to talk to us, if we're going to build at the top of the mountain. Meet us up there. We all gonna go together. We ain't nobody finna leave one another, but you got to meet at the top of the mountain to talk, at the top of the crystal to put forth this energy. We're doing a ritual. We're doing a ceremony. We went up there. We controlled the nature of the. We proved. We didn't do this for proof. We didn't do this for ego. We did it because it had to be done. King Simon was there. It was cloudy. The sun didn't want to come out. She was trying to act like it didn't want us. It was like, yo, you didn't understand the assignment, son. We out here stunting. We got people who flew in, work with us,
right?
And it was like, no, not yet. They gotta. There's work to be done. You feel me? Imagine me just being out here and shining upon these practitioners and whatnot. And all they did was climb the mountain. They didn't do no breathing. They didn't connect the hearts as one.
Right.
They were in disbelief. They were doubters. And we had to put them in doubt. And through the course of breathing collectively, not individually, it wasn't no one person. Through the course of a collective breathing session, yoga stretching, and affirmation, that sun came out, bro. That sun came out. This is 9/11, bro.
What time did y'all go out there?
Huh?
What time did y'all go out there?
6 a.m.
Oh, we was 6 a.m. We climbed the mountain early.
Can I make a suggestion to all the sorcerers and dream masters?
Yes.
Who are near Stone Mountain? Go up there with a staff.
Super staff.
A staff, and then have a circle of people holding the staff. And when they do a chant, you say starting now, and you hit that stone in the mountain, you hit that crystal, and it will ripple 600 times greater than your collective thoughts. And that will travel through the crystal network of the planet. When you get on that Stone Mountain and it's a crystal, you better take a stick. So you hit that crystal and wake it up.
Piezoelectricity.
Piezoelectricity.
Blue came with a staff too.
Blue had the, when you do a 360 on top of the mountain, you'll see that it's a mountain network. There's mountains all around Stone Mountain. Literally, it's a mountain network. All of the mountains are connected underneath the land.
Yes.
When you're driving in Atlanta, you'll feel like you're elevated above ground because you're literally on top of cities. It's like 2 cities that you're on top of. This is not, you're not on the ground level when you're in Atlanta. When you're in, you remember,
imagine all of you getting together with staffs and say, we are all one legion, starting
right
now. And
Right.
that will ripple through the whole planet.
Well, that's something
Break
that we
the
gotta put on
spells.
yeah,
That's
we
the real
have to do
religion.
that.
Religion. That's the
Religion,
real
right?
religion.
That the religion. That's something that we have to put on the agenda. Hand. We don't want to just talk about that one right there. We could do that collectively on Crystal Mountain.
So you have people walking past and feel that mountain going,
right, vibrating. And to keep it 1,000 with you, when we went up there in 2022, we activated Crystal Mountain. We activated that Atlanta grid. We activated the ley lines.
The
beacon, right? People flew in from around the world. Pope Pablo was up there. We were barefoot. We were going the fuck in. I promise you. And we did it like 3 times. We went up there in the nighttime. Was you there for that, King Simon?
Yeah, yes, I was. Yes, I was. Yeah.
Hey, listen, put a copper cap on the stick. Put a copper, a plumbing cap on the end of the wooden stick. So that when you bring that stick down, that copper will hit the crystal of Stone Mountain and it will receive your intention and vibrate. It'll wake it up. Because you know, Capricorn, that's the same way you gotta wake up Capricorn. Bam!
Right. With a knock. Say less. We on it.
Right.
We on it. Yeah. We've
So
done some things.
last thing I wanted to add. So I definitely think we should pay attention to these 3 forms. First, when you wake up in the morning, first thing you should consume is breath. You are a breatharian in the morning. This is your breatharian exercise. From breathing, get out into the land for a second. Access the library, the living library. You then become a librarian. And from that, being fed off the nature, fed off the breath, then you go to vegetarian. Then you can start getting into the other levels. But hit them points first. Access the library, the nature, and access your breath.
Brother Q Reeves, in Chinese medicine, or Shaolin Kung Fu is very famous for a number of things. One of the things, first and foremost, let me say this real quick about Shaolin Kung Fu. Shaolin became famous for Kung Fu, not because it originated. It became famous because a brother that looked like us came from India to teach 3 different, very, very secretive yogic methods to the monks there. And the warrior monks adopted his teaching and put it into the combat. That's what made Shaolin Kung Fu famous. Then later it was expanded on into what we call the 5 animal shapes: dragon, snake, tiger, leopard, crane. Dragon always comes first. Why? Because dragon represents the non-physical part of the self. So we talk about we use the dragon to raise the intent, to train the spirit. Now, that being said, inside the body, to Q Reeves' point, we consider the breath to be the dragon.
Say that again.
The breath is the dragon. Because the breath is the interface between the physical self and the non-physical self.
Wow.
That's also why in the Western traditions, like the OTO, right? And even in esoteric Christianity, the Holy Ghost or Holy Breath, the Holy Spirit is always symbolized as a dove coming down into the head.
Right.
It is the intermediary between the physical self and the higher self.
Right. Spirit is
And
breath.
you know, Sharif, you going in. I'm starting to question, was it really a dove or was it a dragon? And they flipped it to calm the congregation to be a bunch of ducks.
Some sitting ducks. Quack, quack. Duck, duck, goose.
I think it was a dragon.
Hey, in some traditions, that's exactly like in the East, you know, because we know via the Spanish Inquisition, the whole iconography of the dragon was demonized. Why? Because those people took control of the narrative and therefore took control of the dragon, because symbolically the dragon controls the narrative.
And dragon's testosterone. It ain't no estrogen. Whatever you say, baby. No, dragon's got its agenda. That's some testosterone. Try messing with a kimono. Nobody's tamed a kimono dragon.
That's deep that you say that, brother, because too, like, you know, there's a lot of talk, or has been, not so much now, about toxic masculinity, right?
Yes.
The absence of testosterone or the lack thereof
Bam!
Toxic masculinity.
Bam!
Definitely.
It
Sassy
created a
aggressiveness.
soft nation.
Right.
Yes.
Literally, this whole everything walking on tiptoes. This is a
Right.
part of the lack of testosterone.
Right. Everybody in a soft life era.
There you
Right.
go.
Bam!
Next question I'm going to ask the panel. From a metaphysical standpoint, what changes in the etheric or astral planes might we experience in the year of the dragon, and how should we prepare for these shifts?
Ooh.
Let me go. I got one.
Yes,
Ooh,
brother
go ahead.
Q,
Go ahead,
brother
nephew.
Sharif. No, brother Q, brother Hank Rising Sun, King Simon, and I'm gonna let Sharif close it.
So when I think of a dragon, I think of the symbol that's in back of me right now, where it's basically everything, everywhere, all at once. How do you embody that? Well, I think it has to do with you being able to have access to your dream state more on a conscious level.
Yes.
That helps with it, because I believe in the dream state, it's almost like accessing the multiverse of us. And in that multiverse, there are versions of us that have obtained certain things that we have yet to accomplish. Maybe that multi-version of us is a month ahead of us, a year ahead of us, 10 years ahead of us. And they have information that they can share to us, like the movie The One, where if you can dial into these other versions of yourself, it's like accomplishing it's like accessing information without having to physically accomplish what it takes to gain that information. And I think that's what this year can be about the awakening of that energy. Last time I think we felt it was a 2000 Year of the Dragon. I think it was Drew Hill talking about Unleash the Dragon. Well, I think that was about entering your quantum self, but in that case, it was more of a digital self, where you were ushering in your digital self during that time frame. But this is your mutant self. This is your superhero self. This is your higher self. It's a whole different activation during this time.
Dope.
Your super cells.
Wow.
Right.
Ooh. You know what? When you said that, I pictured Funkadelic's dog, Atomic Dog, riding the dragon.
Anubis always is protecting the underworld.
Listen.
Everyone can't make it here.
Right, and remember this year. Hold on, brother. I'm sorry. This year's about Game of Thrones. The iconography about the dragon is permeating popular culture with the Game of Thrones House of Dragons, right?
Yes.
And it's all about the dragon choosing who it would allow to ride it.
Right.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? Right. You just can't get on the dragon. It has to choose. Right. You have to cultivate. Whoever's riding the dragon obviously has cultivated their quote unquote chi to a space where they could even ride the dragon.
Yes.
And the dragon is also symbolic for the bull. That's why it's also the master for riding of one bull. And Marduk is often symbolic for this bull. Right. And Marduk is Malak. And then we can get into a whole nother thing about basically mastering your devil, being able to make sure it's like King Solomon when he was able to tell these demons, build my temple. It's the same thing. They got a job to do. It's your job if you have the ability to command them to do so.
Right.
Ooh, bam!
That's a fact.
I want to hear what Sharif got to say.
Hell yeah.
No. I go last, but all I was going to say, honestly, dear brother, was going to say, like, when you gave the analogy about Atomic Dog, your brother Red Pill, it's dope to see, because we've got a difference in generation here, and it's dope to see analogies merge. You know what I'm saying? That's dope.
Oh man, this is fun.
Yes,
nephew Red, this is so much fun, man.
Yes.
All right, Uncle Snoop. Who goes next?
I think it was Unc.
Oh yeah, it was you, Uncle Hank.
Yo,
go ahead, man.
I'll pass. Go ahead, Brother King. Drop it like it's hot.
You know, for what now? The premise the question again for me, Brother Red, because everything is so much information coming. What you said again?
No problem.
Please.
From a metaphysical standpoint, what changes in the etheric or astral planes might we experience in the year of the dragon, and how should we prepare for these shifts?
Well, you know, in the wood dragon, again, I got to keep on emphasizing the wood dragon because that's where we're at. All right. And you remember these dragon cycles last for like 12 years. You know, you got to remember that also. So the wood dragon deals with change and adaptability. It's interesting that the dragon in the Pythagorean adds up to 23, which is a 5, which is the number of change and adaptability. So anything, you got to be able to, like the Marines will say, improvise, adapt, and overcome. Improvise, adapt, and overcome.
Adapt and overcome.
There is no excuse, because all of us are given the power, but many of us don't learn how to adapt, improvise, and overcome, and be willing to accept change, but learn to manipulate the change in our behalf. And because, again, the wood dragon in the Chaldean, melanated Chaldean system adds up to 28, which is a 10. 10 is the wheel of fortune that can go either way, because if you study tarot, the wheel of fortune tells you you could be evil and have a wheel of fortune. You could be good in the wheel of fortune, but it's still a wheel of fortune. So you're going to see people even doing wickedness, or that plans on doing wickedness, being successful also, as well as the ones that are striving to do righteousness is being successful because of that wheel of fortune. And again, be willing to adapt. I tell people all the time, it's just like this election thing coming up. Remember, the word election in the Pythagorean adds up to a master number 11. In the Chaldean, it adds up to a master number 33. So they're using the master vibrations against us in this election season, and it's taking in, because remember, 33 is an emotional number because of the 3, and it's a number of on its positive to be jovial and happy. But if people are inundating themselves into the political where they're fighting each other, now you're not being jovial, you're not being happy, you're not being constructive, you're not being a master. And remember, the master number 11 is the number of not only bringing the equilibrium of the positive and negative of the spirit, the physical and the spiritual side, but it's also the number of deception and treachery. So if you're not, you got to watch out, because it's going to be, but the two candidates are moving into 11 personal year. So you got to pick up on that. They're going to be treacherous and deceptive in what they do also. So
yeah, like saying she's black.
But now that we got to use this wood dragon to change and adapt and overcome whatever they're putting out there, and stay on a higher vibratory level, and don't let nothing pull you down into that muck and mire of that madness that's going on. That's why that's why Les Brown taught us years ago, OQP, only quality people.
Right.
Be around only quality people. That's why my show on my channel is called King Simon Presents Only Quality People. I'm down with OQP. Yeah, you know me. Simple as that.
And Les Brown's from Miami, Billy Carson.
And he lives out here. He lives in East Point, out here in Georgia. Big up to Les. I talked to him out for his birthday. Good brother.
In the Wheel of Fortune reference, remember, in the game Wheel of Fortune, you win through spelling. So it's about spells.
The spells, exactly. And they're using they're using numbers, they're using astrology. They got all of these advisors. They got
words is numbers. We wish we wish.
Exactly. I'll drink to that.
Yes, sir.
Bam! This is so much fun. I'm having fun with y'all.
It's
Sharif,
you up next, my brother.
Okay, so real quick, what brother King Simon had just said, I just want to add something to what he just said about the use of astrology by the powers that be. Believe it or not, and whether you believe in it or not is irrelevant. Shout out to my good brother and comrade in arms, brother Sharif Bey, who's now in the private sector, but we put him in political office for 10 years. Right? And he thinks like us. And he's also a master astrologer, but he put me on to this. He told when he first got into office, he said, guess what? The Democratic Party uses, and the Republican Party uses as well, how they organize their political database of voters. You know how they organize them? By astrological sun signs.
Wow.
That's right.
Yes.
Using our own science against us.
Yeah.
Why not?
It's a fact. It's a fact. Believe it or not. Yeah, that's what they do. But anyway,
if you're an enemy, Q Reeves, you might as well use it.
Might as well.
They observe all the
science for your own. Especially if you ain't even got no science for your own.
Right.
Exactly.
Technology.
Right.
Exactly.
Technology.
There you go.
And
That
remember,
said-
tricks is for kids. So the moment we grow up, then what do they have? Silly rabbit.
What you know about that, young blood?
How about that? Right. But to the point,
I ain't heard that in a minute.
To the question, Brother Red, what can we expect to see with the different etherical changes or changes in that realm and on the physical? We can expect to see increasing manifestations of dragon qualities right off top. What are those qualities? We can expect to see more commonplace and accepted and increasing manifestations of non-physicality or non-physical activity or non-physical perception, non-local perception, superconductivity, and quantum entanglement, and all the things that come with these four that I just mentioned. These things are going to start to become more and more and more commonplace. It's inevitable, and this is what the powers that be fear. Okay, they fear these things. They fear 1,000+ people getting together with these things on their mind as being commonplace.
On Stone Mountain.
With no neural link. With no neural link.
There you go.
With staffs.
Exactly. Aleister Crowley said it like this. He referred to our people as the men of earth and sons of the soil. This is what he said. He said what the power that the evil powers that be are up to is to do what they can to stop people from thinking. And then he said this. He said from thinking. Then he said what what they're doing to the man of soil in America, the sons of soil in America, is the worst thing. He said they're enchanting their minds with fanciful ideas and unfitting them for their evident purpose, that of supplying the world with supermen. That's what Crowley said. So in other words, what we're seeing now with this shift is a raising vibration. And remember, rising tide raises all ships, right? And that's to Brother King Simon's point about friend and foe. They get access too. You know what I'm saying? So we can start to see, we've been talking about this. We're going from knowledge to practicality, or information to practicality. When you begin to practice telekinesis, when you begin to practice let's say telekinesis, when you begin to practice these things, when you begin to practice remote viewing, right? These effects become more tangible. And the more they become more tangible, the more they become more commonplace.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? We want our children to be like, what I need this for.
That's right.
Oh.
See what I'm saying? What I need that for.
Look, you now I appreciate that figure 8 on the right of my screen, because we got to be ball masters as men. Master our balls. Raise, let it be the rise of the balls. And ride the dragon. Because you got to ride the dragon with some balls. You got to have balls to ride a dragon.
Yeah, you can't be a eunuch.
Sure.
Get on.
You can't have weak balls, brothers. You got to be a ball master to ride the dragon.
That's why in Babylon they praise Baal, because it was really symbolic for the controlling or the manipulation of one's balls.
Bam!
And then Starship Troopers. This was a movie that came out, if I'm not mistaken, in the late 90s. And in that movie, they had extraterrestrial insectoids coming into Earth. And this was supposed to be a future Earth. But one of the things I paid attention to in that movie was they had a federal psychic program. It's federal psychic program. And these are movies about our future. So they know where we're trying to head to. It's just a matter of, can they orchestrate it in their tone versus ours?
Yo, do you see what's in the chat? Dragon Ball Z.
Woo!
Dragon Ball.
Bam!
Dragon Ball.
Yo, you done started a fire, Red, brother, nephew Red. You done started a fire on a Sunday.
Anchor's lit.
The audacity.
Look, I have
brother Q, you just mentioned, listen, what you just mentioned about a federal psychic program. There's two very famous scientists, European scientists. One's name is Hal Puthoff, the other's name is Russell Targ. You all have probably heard of Russell Targ. But both two together, they called them the hippies that saved quantum physics, right? These were the two that constructed the program that the CIA backed and funded that created, I have to put that in air quotes, remote viewing, right? And you can now download that whole program. Now it's declassified, Project Stargate. You can do it right now. And that is more than enough evidence to let anybody listening to this know that that's very real, because that's old tech. And in this project, they're talking about raising your vibration to walk through walls and all. Listen.
Oh, they giving you the methods on some Superman. Yeah, they giving you the methods on how to be an
actual
X-Men.
fact, bro. Actual fact.
They're giving you permission.
It's called Project Stargate.
Yeah, and they're giving you the breathing techniques. They're literally declassified the steps on how to become a super sapient. We are gonna have to do a part 2 of this monumental panel. Blue Pill is gonna beat me up. He been in the gym for not having him on the panel, but I'm gonna bring him on for part 2, and we're going to lift off. You know what I mean? We're going to take this to a whole nother level. I literally got 10 more questions, but we at the 2-hour mark, and I love Bobby and Phil. Those are my master teachers, but we're not recreating the movement on YouTube with the 8-hour lecture. You know what I mean?
Wow.
But we're gonna do a part 2 though. We're gonna do a part 2 very soon. This was monumental. This was classic. This was beautiful. This is just the beginning, right?
Absolutely.
Because like I said, from the gathering that we had until the end of this calendar year, because we in an election year and this is all about governing the mental and whatnot, I'm just keeping everybody in this network close. I'm keeping, I'm keeping my ALites around me. I've become a recluse. I've become, I've removed myself from being accessible. I'm not accessible like that. I'm not around everybody. So I'm keeping like-minded and like energies around, and we're building a new future.
Yes, sir.
I don't even want to give Atlanta the credit. You know what I mean? It's cool and everything, but I'm not even trying to give, we whatever we create and don't even got a name right now. I don't even have a name yet. There's no state that's on the roster that can house us. You feel me? We got to create our own sovereign state, and we'll do that collectively as we move forward, because we really stepping into a quantum leap.
Dragon Ball destiny.
Just based off of the fact that we all came together the other day, that all of them atoms was smashing. We're about to literally take a quantum leap, like that's like that logo right behind Q Reeves. Literally,
infinity and beyond.
I feel
it's a buzz year.
It's a buzz year. That's why I'm still on the high from those 7 days ago. It's like nobody really left one another. We still here. We still in that building. We're still in that state of.
That's quantum entanglement, like the brother was talking about. That is literally quantum entanglement.
I was in the building today, and I still felt the energy off the stage.
That's crazy.
I was there today too. It felt like it was ghosting that damn mall.
Yeah.
Niggas left their ghosts behind. Facts.
Yeah.
I felt the spirit still in the building.
Yep. Wow. I got on the stage and I felt it. I got on the stage.
Shining. Real talk. Yep. Yeah, this shit like I felt like Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, because I'm doing the Dick Gregory tribute and Ashra Kwesi tribute there at the ballroom, the other place. So I had to walk around and feel. Me and brother Jeff walked around. He showed me around. So October 13th, family, come on out. It's gonna be if you brought in my screen, brother Blue. I mean Red. I keep on. Yeah, no, mix y'all up.
Bedtime for you, Brother King.
I know, right?
And I'm gonna be there with you, King Simon.
Yeah, that's right. Q Reeves said he's gonna be vending and be part of this energy. Was Nina Diamond already confirmed? Hanifa already confirmed that they're vending. It's gonna be a star-studded vending thing too, because Dr. B Serious is speaking. Brother Red and Blue, because they all had connection with my man Dick
Baba.
Gregory and Baba Dick Gregory, and of course Tassili Ma'at is doing the opening offerings. Sister Golda is going to speak about the nation, and Sister Golda X is going to speak about the nation and Dick Gregory's connection with the nation back in the day. Also, we got the Cosmic Kitchen, Mama's Cosmic Kitchen. Blue Pill is provided. Red is going to be set up, and of course, athletics, my man, Brother Jeff, and a lot of more. We're looking for more vendors, but also you can also make sure you scan this QR code right now. You can scan this QR code right now, and you get your tickets. Or you can go to that link tree and find out how you can vend also, because I also got the link to the vending on that link tree also. So if you want to come on out, family, come on out. It's going to be my 29th year in promotion and production. Celebrating 29 years since 1995, starting it professionally at SOB's nightclub back in the day. And now, boom, we doing what we got to do. And I remember when we brought Dr. Sabi in, and then my man Blue released his new, his Seven Heaven back in 2009 at St. Anthony's back. So that was my 14th anniversary then. So I'm up to 29 now. So family, come on out. The QR code is right there. QR code is right there. You can just screen it right now. You just go put your phone on photo, and it'll take you right to the link right there, and we can make it happen. And let's have a good time, man. And then Ashra Kwesi is going to close out and wrap up the whole day for Ashra Kwesi, and Mirror Kwesi is going to be here to shut down that whole day, because they're coming back with some good information. So I can't wait. So that's what we talking about, man.
Baba.
Thank you. Man, that's an awesome thing you put together, Brother King. Salutations.
Hey, and I'm gonna have Dick Gregory's books, latest book out there, the Essential Dick Gregory is gonna be there. I was gonna get the nephew, but I couldn't get him, and I was trying to get one of the sons to come out and speak. But Dr. B is one of the good friends of Dick Gregory, so it's good to have Dr. B that's gonna say a few words. And I got a musical salute by one of the drummers from Fela Kuti's play, named Lorenzo Sanford. He's going to bring one of the African instruments, and he's going to play it on stage as a tribute to Dick Gregory also. So, that's going to be pop. Because Fela Kuti's birthday is October 15th. So we're not celebrating Columbus Day, family. We're celebrating Dick Gregory Day, Fela Kuti Day. We're doing all of that weekend. So
that's awesome, man.
Yes. Thank you, brother. Red.
Indeed.
And we're doing live stream for the Dick. I'll talk to you. I sent you the text, right, Red? You and Blue, I sent y'all the text about doing the live stream, helping me with the live stream, so we can talk about that. But we can't live stream Ashra Kwesi. We can only do our segment there. You know how Ashra Kwesi get down. He like protecting his intellectual property. I
don't want no problems.
Yeah, me neither. He's a sad.
Turn off the cameras. Turn off the video. Let's get down to it.
He's a Sagittarius like Unc and my man Sharif, so they don't want no problems.
No problems.
No problems with Baba, man.
No problems.
Like Shaggy saying, it wasn't me.
He went through a lot of hell back in the day, so you know what it is, man.
I want everybody to keep your fingers crossed. Keep putting energy out towards, our vision. The vision is that we're gonna own New Black Wall Street, what I'm saying, in a very short amount of time, because they might be looking for new owners, you know what I mean? And I had a meeting with them today. I'm not putting everything, I ain't gonna put all the information out there, because
right.
There's other people who they want to talk to as well, but they are definitely, their eyes are opened up. They like, yo, what we saw is what we needed to see. Like that was a shot in the arm that we really needed. And I really explained to them there's no other, because they got the church audience, Jamal Bryan and all of them, New Life Church. They have a demographics that been coming through those doors that don't fit that place the way that we fit in that place. The same way that 125th Street had thousands of people coming through there, but somehow, some way, consciousness fit in that bitch like Cinderella in that goddamn glass slipper.
Come on.
Consciousness fit on 125th Street in such a smooth way that nothing else fit on that strip.
Right. Right.
It was a perfect fit. And the Mart 125th, when it was open, consciousness fit inside of the Mart in ways that nothing else fit inside of 100. Because when Foot Locker came, when the Gap came, when all of these Jimmy Jazz and everything, all of those stores, they didn't have the same type of fit that the Mart 125th had when Dapper Dan was in there, when all of them other stores was in there.
Yeah. Right. Put us on the screen, brother. All of us. You got
oh shit! I didn't even realize.
You still
got Dolo. But yeah, man. You know, brother Jefferson right here. Jefferson is in the building. Jefferson, we finna rename that shit. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna be the new Black Wall Street no more. No disrespect to the new Black Wall Street.
Right.
We're gonna name that the Mart 125th.
Come on, bro. Come on. Let's
bring it back some ancient. Yeah, we gotta bring back some type of ancient. You know what I mean? We're bringing Dapper Dan to Atlanta.
Come on, bro.
Like that whole I'm dead ass. Like I want Nova Felder down there. I want all of our people. I want a store to have the VHS lectures in there. You feel me? I want a store to sell the old flyers in frames and whatnot. You know what I mean? All of that is collectors. It's all part of our lifestyle. It's an art. I want
King Simon. We need Brother Ramsey down here.
Brother Ramsey, our jeweler. Remember, he used to be. I got all the
Look, Studio of Patah in there.
Studio Patah,
And then tell the elders, we sending the China bus for all the elders. Just come down south, man. Fuck all of that New York stuff. The rent is 4 bands. How's elders in New York paying rent 4 bands, 3 bands? And y'all in New York with the Savages.
Yeah.
You're not in New York. You in Gotham City, Hank.
Yeah.
You with the Savages. We got to get
we got sidewalk.
Escape from New York. We got to get you up Snake Plissken. We got to get
when you get some sidewalks in ATL, I'll come down. Till then, I'm gonna be riding the streets of Brooklyn and sidewalks.
Listen, sidewalk man. Listen, sideman. We have trails, rude boy. You got to get you a horse license. Yeah, we done graduated from sidewalks. We got trails. You could ride a pony through Atlanta in the back roads. You could ride a horse anywhere that you want to go. There's a brother who's riding through Atlanta with 2 6-shooters on his side. Young brother. He looked like John Horse. 2 6-shooters. And he be pulling up to Trader Joe's, and the people from Trader Joe's come out and feed his horse carrots and food.
Wow.
Well, I can't say much about
that. If a cop got in front of your horse while it was traveling, that's a lawsuit. Like it's super lawsuit. Real out here. You could be drunk on your horse, and they can't get you for drunk driving. My horse know how to get home.
My horse is intelligent, right? Them horses got GPS built into their hair. That's why sisters know where to go these days without looking at their phone. The GPS is in the hair, it's in the tail.
Yo, I'm happy to be on this platform with the whole family, man. Because listen, Gathering of the Masses was like a family reunion, man.
That's why we have to continue that energy and that synergy, and don't let it dissipate until we meet again, right? So in the tradition of maintaining that type of energy, especially for people that were close around, that are close by, boom, we bring in the Double Dutch Day back. I'm selling bras that day. Linen bras. I'm selling.
You selling bras?
Yes, because they double dutching. So I'm gonna be of assistance that day.
We got to say, be careful of that ATL tap water, brother. Got you selling bras.
Yeah,
ATL tap water. Got you selling bras.
I ain't wearing it.
Hey, look, I used to have shows, and it was all women. I used to sell lingerie at the door, and I sold out before the show finished.
Before the show started, man.
Before the show finished.
We need locticians on. We calling out locticians on demand. I want open air locticians at the day of the double dutch. I want people to rub feet. I want my masseuses out there. You feel me? We need all of that.
Man, they need all of that in the mall too. They need a lot of stuff in the mall.
Well, we gonna fill that mall up. Yo, I promise you, everybody, the full moon is here. Light your candles, ladies. Do your black girl magic, whatever y'all do to, you know what I mean? Because y'all be chicken wings, getting grants and loans and what? No chicken wings, and get us that mall.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Get Unk and them that mall so we could turn up the unctivities.
The children need this, family. The children need this space.
Children need this space.
Children. Just keep that in mind. If nothing else hits you, think of the children.
That's a fact.
Space in there to do a whole children's
so
area.
Instead of the one homeschooling out of bring all of them right here. We finna homeschool all 100 of them.
Come on, bro. Do it right
there. All 100, and we gonna teach them how to do double dutch. And we going outside. We gonna go foraging, but we're gonna bring all of them together. Right. Because the children nowadays in this new era, you not finna be homeschooling them and they got 3 friends only.
No. Right.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
You socializing them.
Yeah, we gotta socialize them. They can't. They know you and YouTube. Everybody you watch on YouTube, they best friends with them and whatnot, and they don't got no friends their age.
Right.
Nah, we ain't about to do that. We gotta let the little ones, the star seeds, they're about to start flying and shit. You know what I mean? Like they out here inventing rocket ships at like 4 years old and whatnot. They out their boss baby shit. These little boss babies, they need to collaborate with one another.
Right.
Yeah, there's no reason why our geniuses, especially the ones that look like us, is running to some Caucasian school. We need to change this narrative.
We got to change that narrative immediately.
They have enough information to do free energy, figure out how to make cars run on water. I mean, the youth got it. We just have to be able to get them with us.
Right.
Martin Luther King needed shrooms.
Yes. Martin Luther King needed shrooms, y'all. You understand? That shit would have changed everything. But look, I'm like, yo, the first rule when we get that mall is to open up the daycare and the child care center and the day school. We're gonna bring virtual reality into that edifice, right? Yeah. Because if it's called the New Black Wall Street, they should have a tour of the original Black Wall Street, and it should be virtual. We're gonna turn an aspect of the mall into a maker space, and a maker space is what we had on 125th Street at Kev's Copy.
Right.
A maker space is what we have in New York City with an open air market where we're able to make things and sell them right there.
Right on the spot.
Maker space is what makes New York City. New York City would not be New York City without a creative community and a maker community and an open marketplace. That's what makes New York what it is. And the foot traffic, of course.
Yes.
So we're going to have blank t-shirts, right? The same way that we go to the wholesale district and everywhere, we're going to have blank t-shirts imported from Asia in Africa at our spot, and we're also going to have silk screen machines, vinyl cutting machines, and heat press machines so you can make everything, and 3D printing machines so you can have a maker space. So children of all ages and adults who work for themselves, because everybody's a content creator and an entrepreneur, according to the balloon popping videos that I be watching. You know, they ask 10 women, what do y'all do? They lasticians, they do they last technicians, they're nursing assistants, and they're content creators. That is what I'm hearing. So if that's the case, we got to have a room for content creating. We have to have what we would call a content house for people, right? So these children,
imagine the digital value of that if we were to film it.
Oh man, of course, because content is king. And through our company KTL Plus, we are mastering the licensing and the quote unquote everything that they've been keeping from us in terms of us getting paid for digital content and our assets.
Right.
We get into all of that. We're getting to all of that. because it is literally millions upon millions of dollars on the table, not being touched. Nobody is grabbing it.
Yes.
So it's time to bring entrepreneurship to this side of town. It's time to bring, quote unquote, a maker space to this side of town. It's time to bring innovation to this side of town. And we're not just going to keep it enclosed within our culture, although, you know, it is what it is. No, we'll serve everyone. We'll be of service to all people's ideas and dreams and aspirations. The Indian people in the middle of the mall, when they out there selling you designs for your t-shirt, they're not telling you their personal preferences. They're not saying, oh, nah, we only do it for red dot Indians. They're like, you want Tupac? I put Tupac in Tupac. Yeah, whatever you ask them, they're gonna make it.
Three Pac.
And 3 Pac. I do 3 Pac right now.
Right.
3 Pac.
$40. Right. So we taking all of that back for us.
Right.
Yeah, man.
We're taking all braiding schools. You feel me? We're taking all of that back. Our culture
Trade school
is a lifestyle. And out of our lifestyle is an industry, is multiple industries.
That's
and if we begin to approach, we saw that 7 days ago.
Yes, we did.
Okay. It was a trade show.
And let's not even talk about the little secret area to start activating the mutant gene. That's a whole. We about to create X-Men. We about to have an X-Men Academy. I mean,
no, that's real, brother.
Q, you know how X-Men Academy is created? 2 ways. 1, when your bills are paid and your refrigerator is filled up, and you were appreciated by hundreds of people to where you have thousands upon thousands of dollars in access now, and you could basically do some things, and that stress demon is not on your shoulders. And another way that you can activate the X-Men is by making each one of them hit rock bottom and their ribs is touching. And they're not being appreciated, and they're not being able to, quote unquote, manifest and whatnot. That's also how you create the mutants.
Listen, that's what created what we saw seven days ago.
Yep.
400 plus years of ribs touching for a whole nation of people.
Right. Being denied.
Right.
Being quote unquote marginalized.
That's right.
Because that's exactly what's that, King?
That's what Mo just sent me with
with the shrooms.
MOQ with the shrooms.
I want to hear I Have a Dream with King on shrooms.
Yeah.
Let's remix that. You know?
And he'd be like,
I have a psychedelic dream. I have a psychedelic dream that
back up out the burning house. Back up out the burning house.
All right.
Yo, King Simon, Mo be cooking, don't he?
Mo be cooking, man. Mo quick, man. Big up to Mo. He threw this.
Shout out to Mo. That's the artist who made the backdrop for the
that's a mind bender
meeting, the gathering of the masses and whatnot. He is a powerful student with the AI. Oh, that's fire.
He did this for me, yeah.
Oh, that's fire.
He did that for me, yeah. Numerovation, yeah.
That's
look
a
like one of my
t-shirt.
sons.
What you waiting for?
Yeah, I already went for it. Now, yeah, I'm already going for the t-shirt.
That's a face tag.
Yep.
Yeah.
It looked like one of my sons.
We have to really focus on what we have versus what we don't have. We don't even know what we have because we haven't sat down at the table and shared no resources in all closed mouths at this point, right? So the key to everything is just gathering. It was painstakingly, it has to have discipline, it has to have order. The house that's being built has to sustain itself, and that's when the chaos is not allowed in. You was not going to get sneak chaos past Rich. That's just not how he sets his thing up.
That's right.
So thank God for security. Because I heard
God for security. Oh my goodness.
So Nation Islam had it perfect. You got to screen our folks.
Yeah.
You got to screen them. You better pat them down. You feel me?
Yep.
You need to fill out their energy. Do a little bit of karate if need be.
Yeah.
Get everybody straightened out before they walk through that velvet rope.
I'm gonna have security over there October 13th, so we're gonna be tight, man. It's gonna be tight because we got to make sure everybody, Dr. B, everybody, all of us in there safe.
Because the people who we are affiliated with, we consider them to be the most important people on this planet, bar none, because of the intellect that they possess and who they are and what they represent. Measures should be taken. All measures should be taken to increase the security detail and not make it don't make it apparent and whatnot, because keep in mind, with everything that took place this strong in, you never saw the police presence. They never had to come around us like we were children or we were minors or we were quote unquote out of order. You never felt nobody, you didn't feel people hovering around us and whatnot. We were allowed to govern ourselves. So once again,
correct protocols.
With correct protocol, right? So once again, when you interject a correct protocol and some discipline, you will have function. You will have, in some order, it will bring about the results that we are witnessing. Because I promise you, it's not stopping. It's more to come. You know what I mean? Like, it's definitely more to come.
Yo, Red Pill, I think you might be microdosing, man, because you talking some elevated stuff tonight.
Nah, man, I'm in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying?
You in it?
Yeah, I could walk outside and ground.
Yeah,
like I'm surrounded. Somebody has said something about the trees in the comment section, and I wanted to remind them that Atlanta literally is an enchanted forest that sits on top of crystal mountains. So if anybody was in Atlanta, you would remember, especially in the area that we were in, you were constantly elevating. While you were driving, you were not going downward. You were going up somewhere. You were always going upward somewhere. So you're constantly going up a mound or up a mountain and whatnot. When you get on top of Stone Mountain and you do a 360, you'll say to yourself, where are the buildings? It's literally all forest.
Georgia pines.
It's literally all green on top of the mountain. When you spin around and do a 360, you see nothing but greenery. So you like, God damn, it's a lot of greenery out here, a lot of trees, a lot of crops, a lot of air. And it's surrounded by these mountains that they found gold inside of. Ooh. And the clay is red. The dirt, it's not even mud, it's red clay, right? To whereas you could build like an abode and whatnot with it.
Yep.
Are you saying that there might be some gold under Stone Mountain?
What I will say is what Noble Drew Ali told the Moors, that when the European gets up off the land, the mountains are going to reveal many more riches inside of it. Because keep in mind, mountains are like real life banks.
And they're storage vaults.
They're storage vaults. They store wealth, untold amounts of wealth. When you see people inside of the mines and whatnot, they've already excavated the top layer of the mountain. That shit is already gone. They're going underneath the mountain, right? Mountains are storages of wealth. They hold gold, silver, copper, quartz, right? All of these digs that people are doing, they're going into caves and whatnot, but they're going to get these minerals and these sacred stones and these gemstones out of the mountains. When they went into Peru, the conquistadors, and they found silver, right? I believe it was in Lima. They took all of that silver into Europe and basically saved them from going bankrupt.
Yeah, they threw away the platinum. They didn't know what to do with the platinum.
They didn't know what to do with it at first. They wasn't even up on that stuff.
They were like, what's this?
Yeah. So,
and let's not even talk about the red clay itself. There you go.
Right. So there's literally mountains that are hidden underneath foliage and whatnot that are filled up with all type of precious stones and metals. The European he doesn't have access to all of it. It's all hidden. It won't even reveal itself. Similar to islands that come from underwater, right? Nature is alive. Nature is wise. Nature will conceal itself. Nature will hide itself. There are mountains of gold inside of the Amazon. You know what I mean? They have these Amazon communities that they have not even penetrated all the way into. Henceforth, while Elon Musk came with the Starlink. The Starlink satellites, that's a spy program to find some of the quote unquote hidden worlds or the hidden the hidden societies that are around this planet.
Brother man, it's bedtime for me.
That part.
Yeah,
That part.
You
Nah,
agree?
man, we 2 hours and 40 minutes in. I don't want to, the family, I'm sure they could be here for another 2 hours.
Brother
I
Panic will
know.
be proud of you, bro, because you agree. You can go, man. You like a train through the night on Georgia Pines to the left and the right.
Yeah, man. We here to do the work. We got work to do, man. And I'm
y'all,
very
man.
enthusiastic about this collector. It's like a battery pack.
Yeah.
But we will come back. I want everybody on the panel to let everybody know what you guys have coming up and how to find you. This may be some people's first time even meeting the gods, you know what I mean? So leave them with some information where they could get in touch with you.
Okay. Go ahead, nephew.
All right. Just like we said, we need to tap into the riches that are still kind of hidden or off, don't have access to. The same thing is your subconscious. There's a lot of riches buried in there. There's a lot of information stored in there. And I offer a practice called subconscious regression therapy that allows you to actually have a conscious perspective, not a subconscious, unconscious. You are fully aware during this process and get to see a lot of things that's happening within your body. Just a simple example, I had a client who had gout in his right foot. We regressed him, found out that this was a 17th century slave from New Orleans that had his foot cut off. He's manifesting the same energy he experienced inside this living vessel today. And once we kind of worked on helping that energy realize it transitioned, didn't even know it was dead, and that it was actually dwelling inside of a melanated man right now, he started to realize that his host was a loving vessel, was a caring vessel, and he actually started to learn from this host until he actually separated himself from this host. But it's so many beautiful things that can happen from accessing or searching your subconscious mind. So if you're interested in that, head on over to QReeves.com and I'll be honored to help you with that. It's just a process of me helping you go through the jungle of one's mind. I'm not putting you into your own jungle. You are putting yourself into your own jungle, and I'm just helping you along the way, like a safari guide.
Right. Excellent, my brother. Excellent. Brother Hank Rising Sun.
Night, y'all. It was wonderful being on this platform.
It was great having you.
Red Pill and my YouTube channels, Magnets, Crystals, Pyramids. But I just want to say this was a heck of a show. This touched my heart, man. It was great being with all these brothers, with Brother King, my Moorish brother, my psychedelic, Through Your Mind, Q Reeves, Inception style Jedi, and thank you, Red Pill, for having this platform. And I bid all y'all night.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
Night, my brother.
And,
pleasure having you.
Thank you. And for my services, family, I do numerovation. I'm here to motivate and activate, help you to maximize in an innovative way, blending numbers with motivation. And when people need to go through regression, I will send people to Q Reeves. I'll send it to other people. But Q is proven to be a scholar in what he does. And I'm glad that I send a friend to him just to feel that energy. And I'm happy, brother. Thank you very much for helping people, because I tell them I don't do that because people might ask me that with numbers, and numbers can see certain things. But I'll tell them, look, I'm not trying to take anybody. It's enough of us to get around. It's enough money, enough funds to go around for everybody. So please just go to people who are in their own lane, support them at what they do. If that's what Q does, you go to him. I do numerovation. I don't just do numerology. So I tap into it from a holistic perspective. You could text me. The number right here is 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. You text me your full name and date of birth, and I'll send you the details on how to book a session. And if I see that you need that type of stuff, I'll say, hey, go to Q. He got that. He knows what he's doing. Help him out. Because I send them to astrologers, numerologists. I send people all over because there's enough. I'm not in that lane. You always be willing to share the wealth. And like Lloyd Strayhorn's father always say, always be willing to give a man or a woman his props. He's doing what he got to do. And that's what grown men and women do.
Right.
Give
That's
each other
karma.
props and not try to. Yeah, that's good karma. Exactly. Good karma.
Because if you hate on somebody, you accrue your own karma that you just add on to your karma, and you got to work that off. So don't curse yourself by blocking nobody's blessings or blessings.
What's so funny? Let me tell you a quick story. Q offered to do something for me, and I said no. My spirit said, give it to somebody else who needs it right now. And Q, that's between him and that person. But I know I had to, like, my spirit automatically, I didn't think twice to give it to that person because I could see what they need that. And that's what you're supposed to do, man. And no disrespect. I just wanted to make sure it passed on to the brother because she definitely needs it, no doubt. And once I feel that in an energy, especially being born under certain numbers, that old soul energy needs to tap back into that old thing. Something old that's holding you back sometimes when you got that old soul energy. So I see all of that now, and I've been blessed to be able to recognize trauma in numbers. That's why I wrote the book Numerovation for mental stability. It's deep mentally in people, man. So thank you all for all your gift. Red, thank you for your gift. And his shirts are looking beautiful, and his brother, what he does with the food and everything else and what y'all do with your teachers. Thank you for your audience. And don't forget SHARIF Bey. Go make sure y'all hit him up. SHARIF Anael Bey, I think on IG. Hit him up on IG. SHARIF Anael Bey on IG, man, because I know he had to leave. But thank y'all very much, all of you, man. Love y'all, man.
Yes, appreciate y'all.
Hey, Brother King, look what you got me doing. Bam!
You so silly.
We will see you tomorrow on Melanin Monday, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you're not, hit the like button and share this video. Share it amongst your network, and make sure you hit the notification. I do want to thank my guests for this evening. I'm looking forward to our part 2. Once again, we all collectively had an experience together, and that was the gathering of the masters. And we want to, extend, the energy that we were able to create with our networks and spread it and whatnot, and let you guys feel the energy of inspiration and innovation, so you could get busy. You know what I mean? You could hit the studio, or you could hit the lab, or you could hit the warehouse, or you could do whatever you need to do to add on to this manifestation inside of this year of the dragon. All right. So as the dragon begins to ascend, and as that fire continues to burn, okay, and as those wings continue to spread, y'all stay dangerous and stay in touch with us, and stay tapped in and stay focused. Very important. Don't let none of this theatrics sway you, throw you off, or distract you from maintaining your sanity, your divinity, your greatness, and your willingness to build with your brother and sisters, and your compassion. That's something that you can't lose. Can't let that go in the pursuit of whatever they got you chasing out here, whatever dragon they got you chasing. Please do not usurp it. Don't usurp all of those things for that illusion. With that being said, I'm going to leave us with a commercial that we cut for the Mark 125th.
I love that commercial, bro.
Our sponsor for this evening, and we'll leave you with the 44 Tops Facts remix. You know what I'm talking about? Like I said,
that's beautiful, man. I was listening to that.
That's for the
who put that together? That was
for the OGs. That's for the OGs. Man. I'm doing that for
because it made me want to dance, man. It made me want to dance with my woman, man. That makes you want to dance with your woman, bro. That's what.
That was real nice. I'm glad that you spoke about that. I was enjoying that.
Yeah, the
44
Tops. So we're gonna end it with that again.
So I look forward to seeing you brothers.
Thank you, Red.
Next go around.
Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you,
Honors.
family. Thank you.
Thank you, all nieces, nephews. We love you and look forward to the next family reunion.
That
Yeah.
part.
Right.
All right.
All right.
All right, y'all. Peace.
Red, blue, purple light, friends. Red, blue, purple light, friends. Flags. Red, blue, purple light,
To this day.
friends. Red and blue, purple light, friends. Facts. You can get to know the legend, sacrilegious, Sunday to melanin Monday. You can get to know the legend, my love. Just open your third eye Thursday. Lord, the food, the art, the clothes, the Vatican's getting exposed fast. We put the show on the road. You better stay on your toes. I was till the land focused on the ego. Then I opened my heart, let go of the ego. Grand after grand, we're stacking up these C notes. Facts, facts, yeah. We gon' put this shit on our backs. Facts, facts. We in your city, pull up where we at. Facts, peace, love and light. Peace, love to the family. Peace, love and light. To the family. Peace, love and light. To the family.
These days and time, black man, is going to be the time that you have been waiting for. You came here for a reason. Whatever pressure, whatever adversity, whatever the fuck you feel, I don't know what you feel, but whatever you may be feeling is going to push you and it's going to provoke you and it's either going to make you or break you, similar to how pressure busts pipes or the shit makes diamonds.